Anthony Down Air podcast back for another episode. We've got a full-on Brian Laundrie update. What the FBI is saying, what his neighbors are doing, and the last scumbag thing he did with Gabby Petito, all on this episode. Plus, we'll update you on Dog the Bounty Hunter and his search. We have an update on Prince Andrew and the Jeffrey Epstein agreement. We'll get into that. We've got an update on the Zodiac Killer. Bretman Rock graces the cover of Playboy. Breaking news, Ted Cruz is still a dick.
Yep.
NASA may kill us all.
Oh,
Bill
good.
Gates. This is a favorite subject of mine. We'll get into it. Emily Ratajkowski was harassed by Robin Thicke on the Blurred Lines music video and the Sopranos movie and the LA Times. That is Frankie C right there. How you doing, my man?
Hanging in there. What's going on?
Not much. A lot in the Brian Laundrie search, but not much for your old pal Ant. Let's dive right in. So the Sarasota, I found this to be interesting today. The Sarasota sheriff, been a day. Says that they have been asked to help look for Brian Laundrie at the nature reserve. So the search for Brian Laundrie continues at the Carlton Reserve. And now the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office was asked to help this morning. I found that interesting because I also was watching some footage earlier of one of the local news stations down there. They were flying a helicopter over the search area. And they noted that there were more police vehicles there than have ever been since the search began.
Wow.
Which makes me feel like they feel like they are hot on a tip or found something that's making them continue. Like there's got to be something to this area that they are still there searching even more, bringing in more officials to come in and help. I feel like this guy, he's there.
Could be.
We talked about last episode, the Appalachian guy and the phone call that was made. I was reading a lot of the comments. I was reading a lot of material online. People are saying that that's a distraction or maybe somebody loyal to Brian Laundrie, kind of like trying to throw the scent off. I don't know if I buy that, but
It's amazing. I mean, Sarasota, that's close to where he lived, no?
Yeah. It's basically it's the FBI, it's local officials, but it's kind of like, hey, we need more help. I mean, then they're calling in, just for some reinforcements, I guess you can say.
I wonder what tips they got or how they know they're, why are they zooming in on that area?
Well, here's my thing. I feel like, it could be a tip, but more than anything could be they found something that is making them search the area harder.
Right. Now, where's Dog in all this?
Well,
is he in Sarasota?
Dog. We'll talk. We're going to get into Dog for sure.
Dog.
Yeah, we're going to get to Dog. But when you look at this area, it's really, there's not much there. Like the reason why I don't think it's a tip is I don't think there's going to be other people around there necessarily per se to be like, oh, I saw so-and-so, where it's more like, who knows? And pure speculation. Maybe footprints, maybe.
Could be left some kind of, I don't know, food, whatever he left behind, maybe. Who knows? Dogs must have picked up a scent. You never know. Could be anything like that. Oh, you glitched out. You're glitching out. You're frozen and you're back.
Okay. Am I good?
You're good.
You're making all excellent points. Could be a scent a dog picked up. Could be food, wrapper. Who knows?
Anything. Anything's possible. We don't know.
Anything is possible. And I feel confident that, we made some jokes about Dog catching this guy ahead of time. I guess it's still possible, but I have faith in the FBI. I think they're going to.
I feel like more often than not, 99% of the time, they get who they're looking for.
The real people that are doing the looking are, not that I don't think Dog can be helping, but again, we'll update you on the Dog situation in a second here. But that was that I found particularly interesting. So more staff on the ground down there in Florida. scumbaggy thing here. Gabby Petito's family, they appeared on Dr.
Dr. Phil.
Phil and said a lot of interesting things. One of the things that I found to be interesting, and this is kind of what led to led to the first warrant for his arrest, Brian Laundrie's arrest, was that he stole her credit card.
He
Now,
stole Gabby Petito's credit card.
he stole Gabby's Petito. So we knew this is new information. We knew that he had used her card after she was killed on back to him on the way back to going back to Florida.
Right.
What's new information here? Am I losing you? I'm sorry.
No, you're there. You're there.
Okay. What's new information here is that he stole the credit card prior to this, because if you remember the story as it goes, they were in wherever they were, Wyoming, Utah, wherever they were already on the road trip, and he had flown back to Florida to close
to help
out
his dad.
Close out a storage area, right? And that during that time he stole her credit card and used it to cover his expenses while he was back in Florida.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. He used it, and they're saying that she didn't know he took it.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Scumbag's gonna be a scumbag. That's what they do.
Yeah. And so and what's interesting too is they think that that he was being really shitty to her, like that he didn't have any faith that she could do any of this. Like,
really? Oh, like she wasn't cut out to be on the road and all that.
Yeah, and that was, and again, we kind of scraped this in when we were talking about the original 911 video, because she kind of made mention of it, that he didn't. I think her line was like, he didn't think that I could start a site and a YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. And I guess that is something that was echoed more to the Petito to, I guess, her family, because they had the same sentiment. They were basically saying the same thing. But I just think
no faith in her. Yeah.
They don't have no faith in her. But I think it's just extraordinarily shitty that he stole her credit card to pay for his flight back to
Totally.
And he said he was closing down his storage unit to save money.
It was something with his dad. He was helping his dad move some stuff out of a storage unit, which,
yeah.
Why do you fly halfway across the country to do that? You can't get, the dad couldn't get friends or something or someone else to help him.
Yeah, exactly. Frank.
Seems very strange.
Great point. What was he really doing?
Why would you fly literally thousands of miles? You're in the middle of a trip. You fly home for a day. I mean, it just seems very weird, like a weird request.
It makes me feel even more for this poor girl, because, when you have a significant other who steals from you.
I lost you there.
No, I'm sorry. I'm back here.
All right, you're back. I think you're back.
Okay, good.
Yep.
When you have a significant other that steals from you, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
When anybody's not honest with you, that's incredibly hurtful and really, really shitty. But why my heart kind of bleeds for her, when you look at what she was trying to do with her life and start this YouTube series, and you look at the video, because she did post a video, and it was all smiles and all laughs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
because that's kind of what that life is, right? You have to show people how great things really are. And that to me just makes it all the worse, because she's just trying to portray this guy as this, she's kissing him, they're on the beach, her hair's waving in the wind, they're eating, their smiles, they're hugging, they're kissing, and it's like,
once the cameras stop, it's like, all right, now it's not as, they're obviously they're putting on a show a little bit, which I understand, but once the cameras go off, it's back to reality, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the dog, the bounty hunter, we got to talk about this and the incredibly scumbaggy thing Brian Laundrie's neighbors are doing.
What?
This is breaking news. This came out just as we were starting the podcast. This came out. But first, let's talk about our good pals over at Jumpstart Coffee Company, proud sponsor of this podcast, proud supporter of the Navy SEAL Foundation, because 50% of all their proceeds go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. Frank's showing off. What do you got there? The medium roast?
No, this is the dark roast blend.
The dark roast, just phenomenal. Probably my favorite, but the medium roast, again, I say this all the time to people. The medium roast has this wonderful caramel undertone, buttery. It's just delicious. I was surprised at how much I love the medium roast. Dark roast is great. They got the espresso blend as well. Best coffee that I have ever had. No BS. And I live off of the stuff. So I'm so happy to have Jumpstart Coffee Company be a partner of ours. Please support them. If you love the podcast, buy a couple of bags. Have them send it over. You'll also be supporting the Navy SEALs who support you guys to have your little freedoms. 15% off. Use the promo code AOA15. Link in the description of this episode. Or click the banner on the homepage of AnthonyOnAir.com.
Oh, it smells incredible.
It's just the best. I'm surprised coffee as a scent isn't more of a scented candle thing.
That's interesting. Yeah, you don't see that much. I guess because once you make coffee in your house, that smell is there. Instead of lighting a candle, you just make the coffee.
There's two scents that are just beyond coffee and like
bacon?
roasted. Well, but that's too much for me. I agree, but like when you ever go in the mall,
sure,
like a mall smell.
Well, it depends what store you're passing.
I guess, but like I feel like there's a generic mall smell that's just like nice.
I like passing the Annie Ann's pretzels.
Oh, the best.
Or the cookie places.
The best.
Get that nice cinnamon pretzel smell.
Oh, cinnamon and sugar.
Good stuff.
The best.
But I think my favorite candle smell is probably around the holidays. You get that pine.
Mm-hmm.
I like the pine smell.
Me too.
Or like Christmas cookie or something like that.
Yeah, Christmas cookies good.
Those are good.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I also roasted nuts. Like, because that's another holiday kind of. Roasted nuts should be a more of a candle scent, and it's just not.
I bet they're out there. We don't do enough candle shopping.
I don't know. They're
to know
from me.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of media hoopla down there around the Laundrie household, right?
Of course.
Can you believe? Now I actually can speak to this because I lived right near somebody who was very famous.
Yes, you did.
And I had sort of a similar thing. And what I find interesting, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is it's like times have changed. Mm-hmm. So when I was growing up, and again, it's not important who I lived near, but very famous, lots of media coverage. And I remember my parents, because I was young, and all my neighbors, like literally not treating the media like shit, but like get off our property. Like you can't do that here, kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Times have
being
changed.
on your property is one thing. Being in the street or on the sidewalk is a different thing. They could be there, but not on your property.
I guess so. But you know what the issue is it's hard. You almost can't even be on the street in some of these, in these neighborhoods. Sometimes it just doesn't really allow for that kind of a thing.
Okay, so what happened here?
So times have changed because Brian Laundrie's neighbors are reportedly charging the media $3,500 for spaces on their property.
Wow.
You fucking believe that?
I hope there's a silver lining here where you're going to tell me that the $3,500 is going towards like the Gabby Petito Foundation or something. Something like that. Is there anything like that?
Not really. I was looking for it, but yeah. Some of the neighbors have even been providing tents, internet service, chairs, waters, access to bathrooms. Now, I will say, where I was working one place, and there was a big story going on Actually, it was President Trump. President Trump was driving by where I was working, and we had a bunch of media staked out right outside in an effort to try and catch him. And I offered. It was a bunch of camera guys. You know,
Yeah, they're just doing, you know,
they're just doing their job. I go, if you need to use the bathroom, just come,
that's just
on
being
in.
a decent person.
And somebody I work with, I think, got a little perturbed that I offered that, but it's like it's just common courtesy.
Yeah, if there's news outside, there's a guy, you know, a news van, and they're out there for 12 hours and they need to use the restroom. They knock on my door. I'm not going to be like, go fuck yourself, you know,
right,
depending on who it is.
right. But the thing too was I could sympathize because where they were, there wasn't like there was a Starbucks right there or a McDonald's or you could just use the bath. Like they probably you're there for 6 hours. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but I feel like you could make a run somewhere. Guys, I'm heading down to a couple miles away to the Starbucks or whatever.
no, because they didn't know what time he was driving by, and there was supposedly going to be I don't even remember what the whole
That's
deal
so.
was.
Isn't that ridiculous though? To get a shot of him driving by.
Yeah,
What is that? Who cares?
The hilarious bit. Well, I think there was supposed to be a protest there, or I forget. It was something with one of the gyms nearby. Again, I don't want to say the name of the place. There was some tie-in or something that
All right.
he was visiting the house of somebody who owned the. I don't remember what the hell it was, but the hilarious part was in the Hamptons. There's literally one road
Right.
that goes down, and that's the road that they were on, and he wound up going to the back roads anyway.
That sounds right.
So they never, which is like obviously you can't have the president of the United States taking an expected route, you know. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, they're going as far as bathroom access, But I feel like what I did was different from what these people.
Yeah, you didn't
are
be like
doing.
you weren't like $50 and you could use my bathroom.
Right, right. This was more like I feel bad. You're, you got to, you're away from your home and your workplace, and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, these are working class schlubs who are just pointing a camera.
Yeah,
You got someone has to go to the bathroom. It's either there or on the street. It's like.
So here's this part of it, Frank. Demand for space on private property grew when police cracked down on the media circus by banning journalists from parking on the streets and disrupting traffic in the neighborhood.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see that. Disrupting traffic, sure. Now, I mean, how long could you sit outside? I'm sure they rotate crews and stuff like that, but for weeks, they're going to sit out there hoping to get what? I mean, yeah, look at that. That's insane.
Look at this setup on the like they got the tent, they got the cameras. Because that's the thing too. It's Florida, so it rains every day there at 3:00.
It's gonna rain, not to mention the heat. Just coming out of the summer.
The heat, man.
My God, the heat.
Look at them.
Oh man, which one's the laundry home? It's probably across the street or something.
Yeah, it's probably across the street from this. It's the yellow one. And then there was a fight, I guess.
Of course.
Here was I don't know how I haven't watched this video, but I guess there was the neighbors fighting with a protester or something. I don't even know. This is crazy down there. Why are you first of all
protesting? What?
Go away. There's no reason to protest.
What are you protesting?
I don't know. We all want to find the guy. Could he be protesting that this guy should be in jail? Go away. You don't need that.
All right. The neighbor was claiming someone was on his property.
And then if you're protesting that he's innocent or whatever, then you're a huge idiot. You deserve to get punched in the face. This is the new thing now. People filming people. Like, I could film you. Film me. Film me. Go away.
This is amazing. And look at all the camera crews.
Yeah.
Oh, something's happening.
They're all filming, yeah. And that's the thing too. You can't that's the problem with the phones. You can't knock somebody in the teeth no more.
You're going to jail. I'm pressing charges.
Pressing charges.
Okay.
You are going to jail.
Yeah.
I guarantee you didn't press charges. And that guy's not in jail.
I'm going to talk about Dog the Bounty Hunter in a second, but I got to tell you, I'm like an old man. There's like an annual protest that happens by my current house right now, because where I live is kind of like everybody.
I'm thinking of joining them. You got to get out of that neighborhood. They've had enough of you, and I think you need to leave. That's what the protests are about there.
Wouldn't that be hysterical?
You've tortured them long enough.
I know they don't want this kind of podcast behavior happening coming from their own neighborhood.
Right.
No, but
What's going on by your house?
so it's abortion people. Okay. And okay.
Yeah, but there's nothing by your house. I didn't think.
No, but what happens is this again, where I live. So for everybody who lives outside of this area, just as a little hint, 80% of New York City goes to the Hamptons, for the weekend, or like right now, it's really the weekend. In the summertime, it's like the whole summer. And I would say out of that 80% of New York City, 70% of it drives through where I live to get to Southampton and East Hampton and all that. So there's just an insane amount of traffic that are just going by. So like twice a year, these people come out and they do their little protests, and it's a little annoying. I get a little annoyed at them because I have kids, and sometimes their signs could be rather graphic and unnecessary. So that's my first issue. They didn't have any of that this time around. But my big issue was they wind up parking down. They wind up parking off of the main road and down my street.
Yeah.
And this time around, there were so many of them that I came around a turn, and literally there was a parked car in the middle of the street. And I was like,
park where you're going to park. If you can park legally, great. But in the middle of the street,
in the middle of the street.
That's ridiculous.
And there was like 3 cars. And so I had to go around them, but I had to go around them so much. And there's another curve there. I had no idea if another car was coming. And another car was coming that I had to like honk them down. And I was like, this is insane. And you can't, like, the thought crossed my mind to pull over and talk to somebody and be like, I don't know if those last 3 cars are a good idea. And then I thought, my wife will be insanely mad at me if I do that because she does not like conflict.
No, what you do is the police will just ticket the crap out of them.
I swear to you.
Or tow them away.
We were going somewhere. We were just stopping at the CVS to pick up something on the way. I pulled out my phone and I looked up the number for the police because it's not a 911 call, but
no, it's not.
It's a call to the
precinct.
Right, call the precinct. And I didn't, but I was so close to doing it because I was just like, somebody's gonna run into somebody, and it's gonna be a problem, all for this stupid shit.
Yeah, no, it's protest, fine. You're gonna protest, I get it. You're gonna park, as long as you're parking legally, park wherever the hell you want. But to fill up the streets like that's as long as you're not breaking the law, then
all right,
park where you're gonna park.
Well, here's the thing. This one never really protests, but she makes protest signs better than anybody I've ever seen, and that's J Sabs. It's just her natural
And
talent.
it.
There she is.
You know it.
Impeccable handwriting, way to handle a Sharpie. She's just magical.
What are we talking about right now? You were going to call the cops, and Frank said, what?
I was just talking about the people that were parked in the middle of my street because they had a protest up on my boulevard.
About what?
Abortion.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. And
they come every year, or they come like twice a year. I don't. It's like seems like a regular thing.
So they park up that road.
That's the problem. They only come twice a year.
They park up that road, and then they double park all the way up, and then
yeah, because it's like you could park on the grass, but if you're parking on there's nowhere to park on that road. There's no like pull over to the side. It's just
that's
literally
kind of weird.
So if you're pulling off the side of the road, you're parking on grass, which is somebody's property. So I get them being annoyed too.
Pulling off, pulling out. Go ahead.
But what's weird is that there's a fast food place, there's a gas station, and there's a whole huge parking lot. They would not go in there, and my guess is that they were getting towed out of there by the businesses.
Yeah.
So why do you think that?
It's not going to be any different if you're parking in the middle of the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and then
weird.
I didn't want.
I never even seen that.
I didn't want this whole thing to be like, oh, you don't, or I was like, then I was just like, I got shit to do. I came off of it, but I was just for a moment while my wife was in the store getting what she needed to get, I was kind of like, I took out the phone and looked at the number just to call, and then I was like, forget it.
I'm sure one of the people that lived there called.
Had to call. Somebody it was so dangerous. Like it's coming around the curve. Anyway. You hear me cry like an old man. I feel like such a
Oh God, you're such
These
a
whippersnappers parking in where they're not supposed to park.
crickety crickety old man.
Then could you believe how much they take out of our checks for Social Security? My God.
Ah, the damn government.
Back
So
in
what
my
happened
day.
with dog?
Do you know how much a slice of pizza was in my day?
Right?
I do. I personally think that a slice of pizza did go up from when we were kids too. But I
course it
mean,
did.
like
Oh, dude,
a lot.
We paid like $1.25 for pizza
Exactly.
when we were kids.
Now it's like $3.25.
It's like yeah.
And that's for a regular slice. Like
It's
forget
insane
about
now.
if you want, a topping or like, one of the specialty slices.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go in the city, there's a lot of like dollar slices places.
Yeah, they're
They're
those
not
dollar
great,
pizza joints. Yeah.
but they fill you up.
I'll be honest, Manhattan specifically, there was a few good pizza spots, but it's like people automatically think when they go to Manhattan and go into any pizza spot, it's going to be wonderful.
Right.
And it
Not
isn't.
true.
It's
Not
the
true.
worst borough. I mean, like you
It
said,
is.
there
For
are some
pizza.
great places, but overall score, worst borough out of all 5 boroughs.
Exactly.
Because it's the fast food of pizza places. It's just
Yeah,
they just churn it out. My cousin one a while ago wanted me. He was going to open a pizza place in Manhattan, and he goes, "I want you to run it." He said to me. I said, "You're out of your mind."
Why did he have money to burn?
Oh, I would like that.
He was opening it. He was going to buy a building and open it up, but someone else came in and bought the building.
But why would he want you to, like, you can barely co-host this show? What made him think that you could run a pizza place?
I don't know.
Sounds like a mob front thing.
It could have been. Who knows?
Probably.
It's like, I want you to run it. You know how to do stuff.
What?
Like,
You
You used to work at a butcher.
I don't get.
I did work at a. That's true. I worked in the food industry for 8.5 years.
Well, that's generous.
Customer service.
I know, but they never liked you, and they wanted to fire you all the time.
Hey, we were raking it in back then.
They used to throw raw meat at your face. So I mean,
That was just a game we played.
That was just their kink. Don't judge them for that.
Right.
Janine.
I remember when, God, this just annoyed me because I'm very picky when it comes to food, and we had our office from Monaco. Some people were coming in, and my boss wanted me to order pizza. So I was like, like sweating because we were on 40th and 5th Avenue, and like there wasn't anything good near us. Honestly,
It's all shopping over there.
It's just not. But
Midtown.
they did have pizza, but it
That's the
wasn't
worst.
like the pizza that you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
So I
why?
remember-
Because
Yeah.
pizza places can't afford rent over there.
No,
You
So
gotta
he's
go.
like,
You gotta go
yeah.
uptown or downtown for good pizza. Go ahead.
downtown. Downtown's my favorite place pizza. Anyway, so he's like, just order from. Now there used to be a chain only in the city, and I was like, I'm not ordering it from there. And I remember his face because I said it just like that, and he was like, why not? Like he was so hurt. He was like, it's really good. I was like, Paul, you're from New Jersey. Like, please, okay? Like, you think you know about pizza, but you really don't, okay?
You don't know shit.
So I remember he was like, just order it. And I was like, no, Paul, like this. So I actually went downtown. No, I went downtown to get the pizza because I was like, we're not serving this pizza. And that was it. That's my story of the day. Great story, bro.
Man,
But no, I'm one of those assholes
that story slammed into a wall at 80 miles an hour.
I know. I don't know what my point was.
Ugh.
Darn it. I had a point. Never mind.
Can I tell you your point?
Go ahead.
As a New Yorker, you felt an odd sense of pride to defend your area. You didn't want to serve foreigners shit, even though your boss was like, just get it from this place.
Oh, was it that place?
Wait. No, but it was close. It was called Pronto Pizza. There you go.
Oh,
I know that place.
That's not good pizza.
No, you gotta get it from, I don't know, hole in the wall, or it's gotta be called Gino's. If it's not called Gino's, I don't know where it's always Gino. Wherever you go, any neighborhood,
Yeah.
In New York, there's a Geno's.
Yep. And stay
I don't
away
know
from
anyone named Gino, by the way.
stay away from any famous or original place. Those are
There you
not good.
go.
The famous.
Have you ever met a Gino? I don't know any Genos.
No, I don't. I know.
Apparently, they all own pizza places.
All right, before we get to dog, what's your favorite pizza spot in the city?
There's a place by the Comedy Cellar. I don't remember the name of it, but it's
The
on
one
the
on the corner or
Yeah.
Artichoke?
corner.
The one on the corner. Yeah. There was Louis C.K. in the opening of his show. He goes there and gets a slice. It is a good place.
It might just
Is
be
that-
because I'm drunk every time I'm in there, but
Yep.
it's
Yep.
still good.
That block also has one of the best falafel
Yes,
stands. in the world.
Mahmoud's.
Mahmoud's. That's right.
good
Very good.
stuff.
Yeah. That's good.
Remember when we
Janine?
were young?
Don't at me, bro. Don't at me.
Janine, what's your spot?
I like John's of Bleecker Street. That's a good one.
Malika
Yeah, I like
Village.
There was a John's on 8th Avenue that I used to go to a lot, and that was really, really good. But John's of Bleecker is good. I also love Artichoke. I think that's still the best.
That is
I don't know.
that is a good one.
Artichoke.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
I never went around and got pizza everywhere in the city. I never.
Yeah. I love Artichoke so much. They have an artichoke slice where it's like artichoke and spinach, and it's like a white bechamel sauce. It's not a New York slice, but it's fucking phenomenal.
But their regular pizza, and it's like a marinara slice, is so good too.
It's very good. Yeah.
Oh
But
God.
There's like eight locations now, and I will say I went there. Their crab slice is amazing. Last time I went there, though, there was like imitation crab on it, and that was never the case before. So artichoke slipping maybe
Dipping a little bit. Yep.
But still, really, honestly, it's good.
Oh God.
It's really
These
That
people
one's a good
see. Don't they see Kitchen Nightmares? You can't use the fake stuff, the crab, the canned stuff.
I know.
You got to keep the quality up here, or else you're not.
Yeah,
gonna,
that's it.
You're gonna have
I was
no
disappointed,
customers.
but they got 8 locations. Back when it was just the one location down on what was it 14th, I think it was. There used to be a line out the door, and we used to fucking wait for like 45 minutes just to get in.
Oh yeah.
It was so good though, it was so worth it. Anyway, all
God.
right. So Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughter, calling him out. She says that this entire Brian Laundrie search is a publicity stunt.
Well, yeah, of course it is. But I don't care if he finds them. Who cares? Just let him find them. If he doesn't find them, then yeah, it's a publicity.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what she said. She said that he needs to back off and let the FBI handle it. This is Cecily Chapman, who Dog adopted when he married Beth. This is Beth, the one who just died in 2019. Her and her sister, what's her sister's name? I forget. They're the ones that are estranged and not really talking to him. But she questioned whether or not he was really searching for him. She said that he's shopping around for a potential new reality TV show is really what he's doing.
See, then that's not cool. If he's not doing the work, that's fucked up. If he's not searching for him and just doing updates just to get some publicity, that's fucked up.
Right, but I said this like I think he's on Pluto TV because he was
You're on Pluto TV.
tell me about it.
Sick burn.
He was whatchamacallit, he was like plugging that the first day around, and I guess though he's really trying to just kind of shop for a like a real TV network to pick it up. But she says it's a publicity stunt. Like, what TV network is going to actually pick him up coming off of this huge publicity stunt? And I will say, so, she kind of said like, oh, what did he find? A fucking energy drink? Like, big deal. Like, it's not actual real evidence. And then she said that he was wading around in swamp water. That was one of his latest tweets, and that it looked completely staged.
Oh,
Could have been.
Which I kind of
Yeah,
agree with
if he's
that.
faking all this shit, that's giving people hope. He's on the trail, especially if anybody's hired him. If he's being paid to do this, then that's messed up.
Like, that's him. Like, that was what he put out. and you could see he's kind of like up to his knees in water, and it's like there's nobody else around. Like it looks kind of like he went to a swampy area in Florida and it's like, film this, we'll release this. That we're
It
like,
kind of does look like that.
yeah. When it's like, if you're really kind of searching, like the FBI is doing their best to kind of keep everything, quiet and what they know and whatever. And this guy is out going like, hey, put this on Twitter. I'm walking through this puddle over here.
What if?
Oops.
Let's throw I'm going to throw a conspiracy theory at the wall here. What if Dog the Bounty Hunter is working with the FBI as a diversion? Like, look where Dog the Bounty Hunter is looking, so that nobody's paying attention to where the FBI is looking.
Ooh.
Especially Brian.
The old switcheroo.
The old what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Oh, I fucking can't stand that
The Seinfeld references.
phrase.
Oh, the phrase.
That too, but
That's the only reason I said it, is the Seinfeld reference. But yeah, I mean, if he's just doing this, giving updates, look where I am, I'm spotted here, I'm doing this, and everybody's focused on this. Meanwhile, the FBI is doing the real work, finding him somewhere else. Maybe it's like throwing Brian off, and Brian maybe will get comfortable somewhere.
Maybe. You sent that TikTok out before that.
It's a weird one. I'm not saying it's true or it's even, maybe someone messed with the footage.
I still couldn't see it.
It's a weird one. I guess someone flew a drone over the backyard of the laundry house, and the parents are in the yard. Looks like they're doing gardening for some weird reason while their son is missing. And
Well, you don't think you would do some gardening if your son was missing, Frank?
The garden.
I don't do gardening now.
I mean, it needs to be done. It's Florida.
Yeah, no matter what's happening.
But apparently, in this TikTok video, it just looks like there's a gap in the garden, on the edge of the garden, where there's like a.
You're an anti-Guardite, is what you're saying.
Next thing you'll say, they should have their own schools. It just looks like a little hand comes out from under like
I don't see it.
an
You must
opening.
have some. Nope.
No, it's pointed out in many videos. The one I sent
know.
you guys doesn't have the area pointed out, so it's hard to see. But yeah, if you look on the bottom where her hand is.
Very strange music to that, but okay.
Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, where the mouse
That's
is.
what she said.
Right
Look
there.
over here, right there. It looks like she's picking up something.
Yeah, but it looks like a hand or something right there.
Right there comes out.
Appears in that shadowy area. So maybe the theory obviously is that there's someone living underneath the ground there. But who the hell knows?
I will say in the comments, people are like, "Oh, this was debunked. It was just like a weed.
It could be. It's probably nothing.
Probably nothing." But I mean, it did mess me up for a second there. It does look like something.
Look weird. It looks weird, and then they look up at the drone.
Yeah.
Right there, boom. I mean, it could just be a plant or something catching the light, moving. Who the hell knows? But it's just a weird piece of footage.
Yeah, because it does look like as she's pulling, like if you look, it's one continuous motion. Like she pulls, and then this thing comes up, and then she pulls some more. So it looks like it could be a weed too.
I mean, like that's
right there. Very straight. It looks like she hands that whatever's there or something. But
like, why would he even be in the backyard? Like that wouldn't make sense.
Like he's living in like a bomb shelter or something underground, or a basement, a cellar of some kind.
No basements in Florida.
That's true.
Cellars, though, I'm sure.
No, I don't think there's anything like that.
Nothing?
No.
There's not one basement in all of Florida.
No, not really. It's all swampland. The whole fucking state's a swamp. Yeah. It's one huge swamp.
Fine, but you can't dig a basement in Florida?
I don't really know any towns that have a basement in Florida. It's all
Go to Google.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds weird to me. The whole state of Florida.
You want to know the weird thing? It's not that it doesn't exist, but like 90% of that state is all for one floor homes. They don't build 2-floor homes either.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have them. I've seen them, but it's more lately, and there's not a lot of them. It's all 1-floor homes.
You know what I noticed too? When I went to Miami, I haven't seen one single brick building.
A lot of
You don't
stuff.
see brick. It's all stucco,
Yeah.
cement. You don't see bricks on the buildings anywhere. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's
They're
a stability
anti-bricks.
thing, or
What it is.
I don't know. Like, who the hell knows? But it's just a weird video. I'm sure it's nothing, and everybody's,
we'll see.
talking about. Yeah, it's probably nothing, but it's just a weird video.
Again, I didn't even have a chance to look at. I mean, you literally sent it 4 minutes before the show started, so it's not like we've had a chance to look at
Right.
it.
It's
But
a
from a
fairly new thing.
quick glance in the comments, it looks like it's been debunked.
Yeah, because the comments is where you always go for the truth.
True, but I mean, I think that this is
I'm
like
kidding. I don't know.
4 days old. I think the FBI would have gotten a hand of this and gone like, we're gonna have to
I'm
take a
sure
look at that.
I'm sure they
plant
would
back there.
I'm sure they would have looked onto that.
Also, like I'm not saying that they didn't pull some sort of shenanigans in the 11 days that he was back before she was actually reported missing, but digging an entire, underground livable space and hiding it with that perfect,
no
garden,
easy task.
Yeah, I don't think that actually happened, but
It's probably not what happened.
we'll see. News on the Prince Andrew front. He is going to have a chance to review the 2009 Jeffrey Epstein sweetheart settlement. They requested, Prince Andrew's lawyers requested to see this document, which they have been on record saying they believe absolves their client from any wrongdoing. They asked the Epstein estate, which is run by Jeffrey's brother nowadays. They granted permission, but they had to get the court to allow it first. And Judge Loretta Preska granted permission today so that Prince Andrew's lawyer can look at the confidential agreement that was reached between Epstein and Virginia Giuffre and read it. I don't know if this is the smartest move because you're just utterly admitting guilt by being like, this might be my only get out of jail free card, is this agreement between these other two parties.
How would a Jeffrey Epstein sweetheart deal affect anyone outside of Jeffrey Epstein?
Because in these sort of settlements, they absolve the client, meaning Epstein, and any associates of any and all liability.
So it's any associates are in there too?
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying. Is
I
that
feel like, what's the point of investigating anything anymore? I mean, because then if everybody's off the hook because of this one deal, who are they trying to get?
well, and it's a confidential deal. So again, unless you get permission to look at it and unseal it, you don't really know exactly what the language is in it. Right. And if it is like this, but this is, by the way, what got Cosby out, because he had testified in a deal. He had testified
a different deal, not Jeffrey Epstein's deals, a different deal that he had made.
True, it was Cosby. In essence, it was himself. He had made a deal with somebody else for something, and they used that deposition in the trial. So it's a little different, but it's kind of the same thing. Where it's kind of like, well, if there is a prior agreement and they can't, go against it, then they think that this could be a way that he could get out of it. But to me, you're basically giving up on I didn't do this and going straight to, I'm using a technicality to get out of this.
Right. Plus, wouldn't that get Ghislaine Maxwell off the whole thing too? I mean, if that's an associate of Epstein, it doesn't unless it names people, says this person, this person, this person are immune.
Ghislaine.
Right. Wouldn't she be in that associate mix? I mean, a divine associate.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to spell out who's who.
That's why it says.
Gee.
That's why it says. That's why everybody is all up in arms about what this agreement was.
Yeah, I mean, this got to be made public, or else, I mean, how are we going to know who is immune from any of this, and who's gotten away with it, and who's on trial already that shouldn't be, and who, all this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of what kind of deals can you? That's like talk about sweetheart deal. Just everybody's free.
The sweetheart deal that he made was like beyond like people.
What did he give them in exchange?
That's what everybody's wondering.
Who are they after? If it's not Jeffrey Epstein and his associates, who the hell are they after?
Word up. That's what the question of the day is.
Word.
Zodiac Killer.
Ooh.
Yeah, this guy. So many decades ago. I mean, this guy in the 70s was the big guy. They never got him. The Zodiac Killer killed dozens of people, and
Well,
the big thing with him.
you keep saying Zodiac Killer like it's not Michael J. Fox. Like call it like it is. Like that's Michael J.
What?
Fox.
What are you talking about?
What are
He's
we
the
even-
one.
Look at that picture, Frank. Tell me that's not Michael J. Fox
That is not Michael J. Fox.
or Michael J.
That's
Fox
him.
from
That does
Back
not
to the
look-
Future 3 when he's the cowboy.
All right, I see that a little bit. Like Michael J. Fox's ancestor,
He's the one who sent letters to
the police, and everybody.
Yeah.
So now this, I don't know if you could see, is
No.
the drawing that the famous drawing of his, like that witnesses say is the Zodiac Killer, and the other guy, the real photo is apparently the guy that they have confirmed to be the actual Zodiac Killer. Which, if they're right, he died 3 years ago.
damn.
So a little too late to do anything about it. But what's weird is that they had, this information just came out. And what's weird is that there were witnesses and people. There's a neighbor who lived next door to this guy. His name is Gary. Let me see if they have his full name.
Todd Gack.
Gary Francis Post. Apparently, a neighbor who lived next door to this guy Post goes, "Oh yeah, now it all makes sense."
What?
So, it's like, what? You couldn't have said anything? This woman or person who lived next door to Gary Francis Post got all this, suddenly was invested in this whole thing and looked into like the evidence they had, and this new, findings that, oh, this guy's the Zodiac Killer, is now saying, oh yeah, now it all makes sense. This guy is it's probably him. So it's like, where were you for how long? I mean, isn't that unbelievable? What's her? I don't think I have her name.
That's
here, but
crazy.
whatever. So this guy, apparently in the 70s, he killed all these people, but then he sent all these coded messages to the FBI and the police, so, with all these riddles, and nobody could figure it out. And he's been on the run forever, and nobody could ever. He was one of those guys. Nobody ever knew who he was.
Damn. Isn't that crazy?
And looks like they finally got the right identity, but yeah, he passed away 3 years ago.
I mean, it's still good that they figured it out who it was, but it sucks that it was a little too late.
Right.
A little too late.
But how did they figure it out? Was this something like, did the internet figure? Was it TikTok?
Well, apparently a year ago there was another. They put some of the. I don't know if you remember this, but they put some of the riddles and the letters that they got online.
Yeah.
And internet sleuths
Figured it
were
out.
able to just
Again.
decode it.
How?
I don't know. I mean, if I knew, they were able to decipher the identity somehow. Plus, and I think they had like some stuff that wasn't available back then, like DNA stuff and all this. They were able to confirm it that it's more than likely this guy.
But when you think about it, and you can't do this in every case because sometimes you got to keep your cards close to your chest. It's kind of brilliant. Why not open it up to as many people as
Right.
possible to see if they can crack the code? I mean, that
When all else fails, you got
plus,
nothing.
when you think about it, and this is something that like podcasting has kind of done, like 10, 15 years ago, like when I started in radio, like you couldn't get on the radio. It was nearly impossible. You had tons of people who wanted to do this and just for whatever reason couldn't do it. And
Right.
then now that it's so accessible to people, you have all these people who are doing podcasts who are far exceeding old radio people because they just had the natural talent. I would think that the same thing is out there for like sleuths or investigators. Like how many people are really good at this shit and just they weren't going to go become a cop or a detective or whatever, but it's kind of their interest. So now they get to
Well,
lend their talents to it.
I mean, like, hello, perfect example. I always wanted to be a cop, but my investigative skills, like, no, you can't even compete. You can't even compete.
Your
Like, okay?
investigator skills?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think her husband can cheat on her or look at another woman. I think she knows. So,
Right.
but like again, like you're a prime example. Like I bet you it was the physical and the comp and the pay and like that wasn't going to be your thing, but you have a
Physical.
talent
I've
for it.
done a couple
That's
of
true. You did, yeah.
you know what I did.
Yeah, what do they call those things? Like the not the tough was it tough man or
Oh
I
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I did a Tough Mudder, and I also did Spartan races
Mudder
as
was a
well.
Mudder?
Spartan races. That's it.
Spartan race, yeah. Mudder.
Yes. Spartan
Father was a
races, for
mudder.
those who don't know, is like this like mud combat underneath barbed wire, climbing over straight wood walls and
G.I.
being
Jane
good at-
stuff.
Yeah.
But like, so I didn't become it because my mother was like, "Don't you dare! I can't. It
Become
will
what?
kill me. A cop. It will kill
Oh,
me
if
if
a
you
cop.
became one." And I'm like,
Because
yeah,
her mother's
but
a criminal, just for everybody
yeah,
who doesn't know.
exactly. But like,
Numbers, not like she was running drugs for that
right,
many years. But I'm just
exactly. Also, prostitution.
Victimless crime.
saying,
Right.
not on everything that she did, but still.
So, but you're right. Like, just think of how many people didn't do that, even though they think a certain way.
Right.
They think differently than other people. So,
Yeah, because
like,
somebody could be really talented on it, but doesn't want to get shot in the face, or
Right.
who doesn't want to go to work every day, maybe get killed, like
Right.
cops have to do.
Right.
So
right. So, there you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
But-
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's crazy that. I mean, even with that other case, and I always go back to it. That documentary, Don't Look with Cats.
mm-hmm.
Like, you have to watch it because it's crazy what happens in it. It's
Well, the more eyes you have on something, the more likely
yeah,
it's going to get solved. That's that's what we've been seeing lately.
But I think that I think we're wasting talent. And if I learned anything from a Bronx Tale, it's the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. But I think we're wasting talent. Like if we have these people, you should have to take a test, and then you get to go in a pool with special access where like you get to see some shit. Like you get to help. Like you can be there
Yeah.
when
they
cops
are
are like,
helping.
we can't. No, they are, but I'm saying like usually when this stuff happens, it gets released and the public gets to look at it and they get to organize it. What I'm saying is you should have to take a test to be part of this group that gets special access, that you're the only ones who get to see this so that it's not released nationally, but you can kind of
I'm sure there
study it
are.
and-
I'm sure there is that.
I wonder if there is, because that would be awesome.
Why wouldn't there be? FBI, that's what they do. You have to pass all that stuff to be in the FBI, and then.
But that's to be in the FBI. I'm saying if you want to be, a couch cushion sleuth, and but you don't want to be in the FBI, like you should be able to be in a group where, when the FBI is at a point or whatever, and they're kind of like, I don't know, let's throw it into the, let's throw
bounty
it into
hunters.
What?
Basically, bounty hunters,
Not bounty hunters,
but on the
just
internet.
people who kind of have a knack for that. I feel
I'm
like
sure they have that. Like probably part of the FBI is sitting in front of a computer. It's not all Mulder and Scully X-Files stuff. I'm sure there's a
good
whole
show.
buildings full of people that just sit in front of computers and search for people and do all this
Yes.
kind of stuff.
Yes, but what I'm saying is I think there's even more people with those talents that
Sure.
aren't in those buildings that didn't
Yeah.
go through.
Well, that's on them. They should reach out and say, I want to be part of it. The FBI is not going to, unless they are, go up to them and go, you're now part of the FBI. You have
I
to
think they should
join
have.
them.
I
if
think
you
they
want.
should have a special remote, what's the word I'm looking for? Sector or whatever. I don't know.
Team.
Well,
Like
what's
a Mission
funny
Impossible
is,
team.
in this documentary, like, I don't want to give too much away, but the whole premise is they found the killer, and
Good thing you didn't want to give the whole documentary away.
I mean, well, they know, you know that going into it, but he like kills someone on a video. First, he kills, or you think he kills a cat on the video, and then people really dissect it, and then they see him like, I don't know if it was stab or shoot someone, I can't remember, and like these people were like, we got to go to the police, and they went to the police, and the police were like, no, we, like, thanks but no thanks. So all these people were like, well, we got to do something. So they did. They went and went further into it and found out. So I mean, it's crazy though. Like that story is just crazy. It was
Yeah.
so good.
When you open stuff up to the public like that, you never know. You know, people uncover stuff that other people don't know. You get locations that people don't see,
Yeah.
except if you live there, and then you identify it, and that helps the next step.
Wasn't there
Yeah.
a new documentary on the Zodiac Killer though, on Netflix
Probably.
recently?
There was always stuff like that. I don't know if it recently, maybe, but
I have to watch it.
yeah, I don't know how accurate. I mean, they're saying this is the guy, but are they 100% sure? There's
DNA,
witnesses.
I guess maybe. I don't know.
There's apparently they have sources saying, yeah, that's the guy. I mean, I grew up next door to him, and my son was friends with his son, and they went. You know, there's a
Isn't
lot
that
of weird
crazy?
stuff about it.
Like, not for nothing, I know everything about my neighbors. I know when they take a shit because I'm so.
You have
Because
cameras
you're
in
one of
there.
these
In their
people.
ass.
You should be in the special FBI unit that I'm talking
Thank you.
about. That I'm trying to get
Thank
off the
you.
ground. That Frank keeps trying to poo-poo.
Listen, I'm just poking holes through your crap thing.
By the way,
What are you doing?
I think just got handed this. I think that we should have this for all facets of life. I think there are people
Yeah.
who have talents in areas who, for whatever reason, just didn't get into it, and now have an extra 3 hours a day that they want to kill, or this is what they're kind of like into, and we're not harnessing that power in our
Yep.
society overall.
It's true.
like with
it's true.
everything, like gardening and traffic, like whatever, like
Surgeries.
What?
Surgeries. Like there's people who are like obsessed with watching certain kinds of surgeries, and they would love to do it, but then they have to go to school for it.
Yeah, I don't encourage amateur surgery. Let's not start that.
Certain procedures.
I prefer my surgeons to be professionals and have gone
But-
to school for it.
But he's right. Like this, people who take just all the true crime podcasts too.
Well, it helps in a lot of situations, but oh, nice. Look at that.
Oh,
thing.
I need that.
That
I need
looks
that.
nice, doesn't it?
It's a beauty.
Yeah.
That is a beaut.
That came out really nice.
Let me ask you this:
Oh, it's like
Ugh.
raised.
is it dishwasher safe?
Oh,
Well, yeah, of course it's dishwasher safe.
I wouldn't know because I don't have a dishwasher.
Feel
All right. You'd still know if it was dishwasher.
For those that are listening, we just got the new steel tumblers that
the
are now
Andy on there.
available. You can purchase it.
Can your wife put both her hands around it?
Man,
Let me see, D. Go like this with it.
it's messed up.
Immature.
20 ounces. That's your big boy.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be my new.
Stainless steel.
Yeah. It's sexy. Anyway, Janine, you were saying true crime podcasts.
Yeah, and actually, they even made a show about true crime podcast with. It's on Hulu right now, and actually, we're watching it. It's pretty good. Martin Short.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Steve
and
Martin.
Steve Martin. I've been dying to watch that.
It's
Only
good.
murders in the building.
There you go, and it's good. I was
Is
like,
it
I watched
good?
the first
watch
couple
this.
episodes. It is pretty good.
Oh, I
It's
gotta
like,
check
should we
it out.
watch this? We have nothing else to watch right now. He was like, yeah, and then we were like, oh fuck, it's good.
I could watch Steve Martin and Martin Short dismember one of my loved ones. Honestly,
They'll make it hilarious.
it would be so funny. It would be so
Yeah.
good.
How cute is Martin Short? He's cute.
He's the best. He really is.
He's adorable.
In anything he does. I saw him live in a local theater over here, and he's hysterical. He does all his
Really?
Yeah. He comes out as different characters from all his stuff he's done. He tells jokes, and he shows clips from stuff, and it's hysterical.
How about this? My mother, I was telling her about the show, and she's like, oh yeah, Charlie Sheen's son. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, Martin Sheen. I go, first of all,
Flip that.
that's his fucking father, you idiot. Come on, dum dum.
Oh boy.
I go, second of all, they're not the same. She goes, don't tell me. I know who Martin Sheen is. I go, right. And that's not Martin Short. And she's like, no, I don't believe. No, I know what I know. I go, okay. How about you just Google it? and you could see that they look nothing alike, and they're not
That
the
is-
same person.
That's insane. That's not even his real last name. Sheen.
I know.
Do you want to hear my Martin Short story?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I took an elevator ride with Martin Short once.
shut up.
It was the greatest elevator ride
How?
of my
How?
life.
How? Tell me, I'm very jealous right now.
I was working in radio. I was at CBS FM. It's just this will date this. This will go to show you how long ago it was. He was doing primetime Glick on Broadway,
Love Jiminy Glick.
and was it called Jiminy? What was the Broadway show called? Wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know about
Primetime?
the Broadway show, but his show.
It was the Jiminy Glick show, and we hired him. I got to get in touch with my old boss because I would love to know what we paid him for this. But it was in the days where, remember how everybody kind of wanted something fun on their website? Like websites were like flashy, and it was like the MySpace days where things were sparkling and whatever. And so the idea is that Martin Short would walk out onto the website and do something fun. It was
My god.
I think it was actually I know he had to get paid. But I think it was like a co-promotion too for his show. I think there was a little trade involved. So he came up and he filmed. We took the general manager's office and just covered it
Green
in white.
screen?
White, yeah, it was actually white, believe it or not. And he came in and he did the bit. I didn't get to see him actually do it. I mean, I saw the finished product, but it was just him in the room. He was there for maybe 15 minutes, 20, if that. But I got to go down and bring him up in the elevator, and I'll never forget. He was talking to a manager or whoever it was, somebody that obviously worked for him, and he was talking about how much to give when you're doing like a shoot or a bit, and how like you want to you don't always want to go too over the top, or you want to kind of leave a little reserve so you could always go up, go a little bigger if you need to. He's like, some people, they just want you to be big all the time, and then you have nowhere to go. That's what he was talking about in the elevator. And I remember at the time thinking, this is kind of like a pretentious conversation, but the older I get and the more you put on shows and perform and do things, you fucking understand what he's talking about.
Makes
You
sense.
understand how to pace a show, and that's what he was talking about. He was a fucking G. And the thing was, I was always a fan of his, but I'm such a fan now. And I was like, it's like one of those things where like I wish I wasn't such a young idiot then. You know what I mean? Because I wish I would have fucking listened to what he said.
It makes sense. If you come out at 10, you got to stay at 10, or you're gonna lose everybody.
And he said, and what he was saying too, and why I thought it was so pretentious, but when you're Martin Short, it's just reality. He's like, you can't, he was basically kind of saying you can't give everybody a 10 all the time, because then there's nothing.
Right.
There's
More
nothing,
that they'll want from you.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing left. You got to know how to kind of spread
Love
it
Martin
around.
Short. He's the best. You ever see that interview he was on? I think.
Martin Sheen. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was on some morning show. I think it was maybe Kathy Lee, or a long time ago, whatever. And his
I think
wife,
totally. Go ahead.
his wife passed away, and they didn't know that, the hosts. And one of the hosts asked him, "Oh, how do you keep your marriage so so fresh after all these years?" And he, like a true, he just, we love each other, and he just, it was live television,
Oh,
and he
God.
just,
He didn't call him out on it?
he didn't call him out, and he just said,
Wow.
we love each other and devoted to each other, and he just kept going. And then they went to commercial. When they came back, the hosts admitted what they did and what happened. And
That's even worse.
but
I
I think
know.
he may have been. I don't remember if he was off the segment at that point, but in the moment, he was very, it was live, and he was hit with a question that, anybody would have been like, are you serious? And he just handled it like class act, and it was incredible.
That is incredible. Can we talk about Bretman Rock? Do you guys know who this is?
Bretman Rock.
Yeah.
I know it. I only know it from the caption here that he's on Playboy.
23-year-old social media superstar is Bretman Rock. Obviously, I'll bring out the picture for you here. There you go. That's Bretman Rock. I had no idea who he was, no clue whatsoever. But 23-year-old superstar, he was revealed as the cover star of Playboy's latest digital issue. He's wearing the iconic bunny suit. You want to know something that's hysterical? There's an airport near me. Long Island only has one major airport, and I've been driving by, and one of the like, you know how like airports have like private hangars, like, because this one does a lot of private planes on top of like commercial airlines. There's been a Playboy plane in the hangar. I think they like buy and sell planes, this one place, and there's been a Playboy bunny plane in the hangar for like days.
That's funny.
What that's about?
Every time I drive past it, I just like it was probably like a corporate plane, but I can't help but think how much jizz is really on that plane. It's gotta be
See,
a lot
I'm
of
sure.
jizz.
I'm sure it's a corporate. It's very
They're in there scraping it off.
upscale, and it's probably not an orgy plane. Maybe it is. Who the hell knows?
It might be though. It's 70s, you know.
Maybe.
I don't think it's that old of a plane. From the 70s.
It
You
could
can't
be,
really fly that anymore, right?
maybe 80. I don't know. But they actually saw it fly it today. They flew it around today. I guess I don't know if they were. Do you take it for a test drive if you're buying a plane? Trump had his plane at the same place, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
a couple of months ago, or maybe like a whole year ago. I don't forget. And he was trying to unload one of his planes, and that's where it was. Anyway, so Bretman is not the first man to be on the cover of Playboy, but he is the first openly gay man to do so.
Right. I think the first man was Hugh Hefner.
That would make
Oh.
sense.
I think he was on it.
That would make a lot of sense.
I think
I mean,
that's good,
if I
though.
were Hugh Hefner and I wasn't the first, I'd be how could you beat me
Yeah.
on my own fucking shit?
Come on.
If he's either the first or the only other man. I'm not sure what the distinction, which one he is. I'm sure he was on it. I don't know if he was just the first one or if he was the only one since Bretman Rock. Before
So
Bretman Rock.
Bretman said for Playboy to have a male on the cover, it's a huge deal for the LGBT plus community, for my brown people community, and it's so surreal. That was what Bretman said. A total, is this even fucking happening right now type vibe, and I'm so pretty. Pretty is an understatement.
I love it.
Good
I'm
for
just gonna
him.
tell you what I think of me.
Good for
Right.
him. Awesome.
Okay, here's my thing. Can we talk honestly?
Okay.
I'm very proud of Bretman. I'm happy for him. But I feel like he should have loftier goal. Like, this is like Playboy traditionally is for straight men, right? Playgirl
Right.
is for women to look at men, and men, and then obviously if you're gay, vice versa, you look at whatever you want to look at. But I feel like but like Playboy, although this is great, I'm proud of Bretman for Bretman's front for the LGBTQ plus. I feel like sometimes we're in an effort to make things so right, we miss the mark on shit like this. Like,
How did this miss the mark?
it didn't. Like, maybe it was his goal all his life to. Maybe he was looking at Playboy as a kid, and it was like, I want to be on the cover of that. And if that's the case, I'm happy for him. Like, fantastic. But traditionally, this is supposed to be a hot chick for straight dudes or lesbians to look at. This
You
is
just
not,
said it right there. You just said it though. Traditionally.
Yeah,
He's
but
breaking tradition. That's the goal. That's the point.
I agree, and there's going to be a ton of press. And again, don't write me hate mail. I'm not against this. I'm proud of Bretman. I'm happy. What I'm saying though is, maybe it's not Playboy's place to be doing these things, since they service a particular group of people that they are fucking ignoring altogether.
I don't think they're ignoring. I mean, what they're doing is highlighting another
Here's the thing.
part of
Okay.
society.
Here's
That's
my
all.
point. I'm sure I don't have any gay magazines in front of me, but I'm sure if there's a Gay Man magazine and they put the first, lesbian girl on the cover, great for the lesbian, like, great, but all the gay dudes are going to be like, well, what the I don't know.
Right.
Well, that's
this.
different. That's different
How is it
because gay people, for the most,
This is
the,
like
the
if,
people,
hold on,
the customers.
hold on.
Wait,
Hang
let me
on.
make my point
Hang
first.
on. This is like if Jet magazine put me on the cover. People would be like, what the fuck is this
That's different too.
shitty
What's
white half
your point?
mediocre podcast host doing on this fucking thing?
No, what's different is this caters to people. The Playboy magazine caters to a group of people who are not oppressed. Gay magazine caters to people who are or who have been, and to take away from that is probably misguided. But
See, now,
to do something here is not misguided because it's just opening up people's eyes to another sector of the community.
I agree, and I think that's the sentiment. I think that's what Playboy's like kind of going for.
Right.
But when I feel like Playboy is a niche. I don't think that Playboy is the. First of all, it's completely fallen off. I wish this guy would have made it when it really mattered.
Well,
but,
this is a digital cover, right, or
right.
an online cover.
But the thing is like my point is, and please don't write me that I'm a bigot.
Come right for him.
My point
right here,
is, when you're a niche thing, you're a niche thing.
Stay in your lane.
Like,
they can do whatever they want.
If he's on like People magazine or
They're trying too hard.
Time magazine,
but it's not a big deal if he's on People or Time. This is a big deal. This is a bigger deal.
See,
because it's breaking a barrier.
It's breaking a barrier, but does this barrier need to be broken?
If not, it needs to be not broken, maybe, but I think it needs to be. It needs to be like the customer, the clientele for Playboy. It's just look. This is a monumental moment, and the clientele should be open to a monumental moment.
I think everybody's down for the so that's what I'm saying. Like me, I'm down for the monumental moment. I'm happy Bretman Rock.
It's not monumental if he's on Time or if he's on, because they've done.
But how many? But how many openly gay people are on the cover of Time magazine?
I have no idea, but I'm sure it's happened.
I'm sure it's happened, but I'm sure it doesn't happen at the volume or rate, if you want to say, as the LGBT plus community would want it to be.
Like, but it wouldn't have an impact like this does. It wouldn't have as much of an impact as this does. They're going for, the gay community and the Hispanic community. Is he Hispanic?
Well, yeah, he said brown, so I don't know what that means.
Okay, they're going for the minority community to be highlighted in a way they were never highlighted before, and that's just it's not like it's now gonna the whole magazine's changed. It's just here's another part of life that our readers should see.
I guess so. And I guess maybe the naive people maybe this is their opportunity to take a look at it and be accepted. Yeah. But
do you think people want to see Hugh Hefner's face on the cover of Playboy? That's not the clientele's. It's the same.
I would make the same argument in that one, in that you're missing you're missing your
they want to see a woman. They want to see a woman.
They want to see a chick.
Yeah, I get that.
That's my same point. Like, I don't care that you started the magazine. People are still going to look at that. If you had the Hugh Hefner issue and the hot girl issue, people are going to pick up the hot girl issue.
Yeah, but I think
because that's the people who pick up this particular mag. I'm not saying in society in general. In society in general, I want Bretman to be as accepted as anything else.
That's the point. This is society. This is a snapshot. Playboy is and I think Playboy also is branded as a little classier than just we're just showing hot women magazine.
Yeah.
I think they try to go a step above, especially recently, I think, is their angle. And I think this is just them trying to open their readers' minds up to another sector of the community.
But that's not who they are. Like,
well, apparently it is.
I don't know.
That's not there. I just don't like. I get it.
You don't seem to.
No, I do. I'm down. The whole playbook makes sense. This is new. This is different. New audience. It's a nice thing. It's never been done before. Like, I'm totally there. But when I get down to again, and you know me, I'm very proud of the LGBTQ community. I want them to succeed in every facet. I just don't know. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that, when you when you look at a team preseason and you're like, this fucking team is going to win a championship. They're so fucking good. And then they just get clobbered and they're like, they were a championship team on paper. This to me is
Okay.
like a good idea on paper, and then when it actually comes through, you're like, the people. First of all, the people that you want to have an open mind for this are just gonna throw this away and bitch and
Or not
complain
buy
about
it.
it.
Or not buy it.
Then they don't
They're
buy
not
it.
buying it.
Then they don't buy it. They'll wait for the next one. It's not like this is the only thing for them. And I think you're looking at Playboy as like a porn magazine, and that's not how they see themselves. I think it's a lifestyle magazine for the most part, and
Right,
that's what they're trying to brand themselves as.
But that's the thing though. They targeted themselves towards a particular lifestyle, which would
Which
be
I think is now they're opening up to some other avenues. Which is
well,
their
that
choice
would
to
be
do.
something now, wouldn't it? I bet you we go
Unless this is a
another.
one-off.
I bet you we go another 10 to 15 years before something like this fucking happens again on this magazine.
I disagree. I think a year from now we'll probably see something similar.
You want to put money on it?
No, but I don't see why they wouldn't.
Like, I think we all want minorities to get an opportunity and get to do something that they don't get to do. But
That's what this is.
What bugs me is when it's kind of for show and doesn't really
I think
draw
it's-
any real results.
We're talking about it, and if he was on Time Magazine, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this. But the fact that he's on Playboy, it's highlighting a lifestyle that otherwise wouldn't be highlighted, and it's opening up people who look at Playboy, who subscribe to Playboy, whatever. It's opening up their minds to another sector of the community that otherwise they wouldn't be exposed to, and I think it's great.
J Sabs has been unusually quiet during this entire conversation.
Your
We'll move
thoughts,
on.
J Sabs?
By the way, I still rubbed one out to him. So if that makes, I hope that does something.
That helps. That does something.
You know what?
It still works.
Now
for me.
it's okay. Now it's okay.
That did it for you?
Now it's all right. It worked.
Now it's okay.
Why is it
Now
not? It's okay. Everything's okay, J Sabs.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
it not okay?
I just feel like this is not I get it's progress for him. I get it, and maybe it is great for people. Maybe I'm completely off on this. Like, I'm happy for him. Like, I really, really am.
It's not just for him. It's him, yeah.
Yeah, it could be for other people.
It's for people like him.
Like I said, though, I just worry this is a blip in the radar, and it's not. It doesn't
Every
really
blip
have
helps, man.
And I also feel like it's a niche thing. I'd rather see it be something a bit more impactful.
This is pretty impactful, no? What would you recommend? I mean, what's
Again, it's like, naming it would be like what's another analogy I could use? It would be like putting
a hockey player on a football magazine?
Yeah, or I was gonna say like the new, Ferrari on the Better Homes and Gardens thing, and being like, look at how revolutionary this is, and it's like
it is revolutionary.
I don't know if that's really as effective as you want it to be.
But that's not the
like, is that making sense? Hey, if this inspires the community, I'm so happy. I'm genuinely happy for them. I really am.
I think it's specifically special because of what it's talking about. It's not talking about cars. It's not talking about gardens. It's not talking about that. It's talking about specifically lifestyle and sexuality. And it's simply highlighting a different lifestyle and sexuality for its readers. And that's so, like, Better Homes and Gardens or whatever. If it highlighted another type of home for people who don't, let's say you and I subscribe to Better Homes and Gardens, but they show
Let's not pretend like we don't. Go ahead.
Fine. And they show a $40 million mansion somewhere.
Yeah.
We're not going to buy that mansion. We're not going to go anywhere near that mansion. But to open our eyes to stuff like that, it's a different experience.
We can dream about that mansion.
You could dream about this guy as well if you want.
I'll tell you, but no, that's true. But I'll tell you what bothers me.
Plus, it makes you appreciate
This is like
lifestyles.
Better Homes and Gardens putting one of those tiny houses on the fucking cover. Like, I don't go to you to fucking look at a tiny house. I want to dream about my dream home.
A house, but with big windows. Hey-o!
It's showing you other lifestyles.
Yeah, no.
It's Playboy, I think, is a lifestyle and sexuality magazine, and that's what they're trying to show here. They're showing a different lifestyle, a different sexuality,
Again,
and it's
reiterate,
exposing its readers to something else. And
I would be just as angry if Better Homes and Gardens showed a 1-bedroom in Flushing, Queens, and put that on the cover. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not.
So you're comparing a gay Hispanic man to
I think Bretman is a 1-bedroom.
a lower level house, and what's going on here?
No, I totally support Bretman all the way. I feel like this is one of those things that it's like, look at how great we are. And it's like, are we really doing what we are setting out to do here? I'm not entirely
I think
sure.
they've done what they've set out to do for the last 50 years, and this is a step forward.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Agree to disagree.
You don't think so, J. Seps? What's your opinion?
She thinks this is ridiculous. She's not as kind as I am.
Right.
Go ahead, you can talk.
I think it's trying too hard. I don't think anyone who buys Playboy is really going to be like, oh, this is such a great. Is he going to be naked in it? Because like they're not going to buy it for that. They're going to buy it for boobs, not a stock.
Well, it's online. It's not a physical copy.
Oh.
But if it is a physical copy, people buy stuff like this. Also, there's probably an article about him. There's probably a whole write-up about his life. And it's also a special edition, I'm sure. That's probably collectible. People collect it.
Well, it's definitely worked.
People are going to buy it.
I didn't know who Bretman was, and obviously he's a popular social media person. And now
look at all the publicity now he's getting,
yes.
and Playboy's getting. It's working on that level, and I think it's working on the level of equality for different lifestyles.
I'm going to send this to my good gay friend and see what he says.
I would love a gay friend report on this. That would be nice. But here's my thing.
I already know his thoughts, but go ahead.
Now that I know about him, unless he's absolutely hilarious, talks about hockey, or posts a lot of pictures of food, I am never going to.
All you care about?
That's
it.
Is that a surprise? That's all I give a shit about. That is it.
Well, then you're not the correct audience for Playboy. You don't already subscribe to Playboy. You're not, But maybe there are people out there who aren't subscribed to Playboy who would see this and maybe say, all right, maybe they're onto something. And
let me ask my dad, because he's subscribed to it.
You should ask your dad. I think he put the first plaid on a Playboy bunny, if I'm not mistaken. This is like to me when all the celebrities are like, you know what we should do? We should sing Imagine and heal the world of COVID. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. We'll get all these big names. And then you put it out and you go, what the fuck are these people doing?
You're comparing this to a failed social media experiment.
That was a really bad experiment.
Yeah. We've got to get through the last 3 clips fast. I mean, I think we're going to lose J-Subs. You can get through. You can go whenever you need to.
Thank you. I'll just sign off. I won't say goodbye.
Okay.
Let me see if I even want to stay for this next one. Go ahead, because my foot is asleep. I mean, my whole leg is asleep.
Oh, let's talk about this piece of shit. Go ahead. What did he do?
Oh God, goodbye.
Ted Cruz.
Oh, you're a Ted Cruz fan?
No, I don't even. I barely know who he is.
Exactly.
Nobody. I don't think Ted Cruz's wife is a fucking Ted Cruz fan.
Nobody's a Ted Cruz fan.
But this is what he said today. And again, these fucking politicians just don't know. They can't take the temperature of the room. There was a shooting in Texas today in a school. I think this is we lost J Sabs before she comes back, and then we really lose her thing. There's a shooting in a school in Texas, and this Zero.
This piece of work.
He literally goes from like, we are so sad to hear, to hit, and then he goes like right into his fucking agenda, shitting on the president without like just no.
What a giant piece of shit.
I'm sorry, but I mean, you can criticize the transitions on this, but we can fucking segue. Frank is, you're looking at 2 radio professionals here who know how to fucking segue. This guy just doesn't.
And there have been far too many of these at far too many schools, and so we are grateful for the courage and the heroism of the first responders, and we are hopeful that all of the students or individuals who may have been injured will come through and survive. We're here today because of the Biden border crisis that continues to rage on the southern border.
All right,
This
so
is
we
a
dropped in
crisis.
there.
Yeah, goodbye.
MSNBC
giant piece of
bailed on
shit.
him there.
He really is the worst. How he got elected again is unbelievable. It's a border crisis, so why aren't you fleeing to Cancun? That's what you do when there's a crisis, right? Piece of shit. Sorry, I get worked up with him. I can't.
I know. So let me give my conservative friends the fair critique of this.
You could be I feel like conservatives hate him as well.
I think a lot of
them.
people hate him. Here's the thing: if your intention today was to have a press conference and shit all over Biden and how poorly he's doing at the wall, fine. I have no problem with that. And if somebody from Mississippi today wanted to do that, or California wanted to do that, again, no issues. But when you have a school shooting in your own state, just can't. You could move your Biden
could do it
complaint to tomorrow.
Do it another time.
Exactly. Like, how does he not have somebody on his staff that goes, guys, I have an idea. Why don't we just say, we're thinking of the fan? Because, there's a dead kid parent right now that's looking at this going, what the fuck,
Yeah, exactly. This
I
guy
mean,
has no sense of community or doing stuff for his constituents. That's the problem.
These
guy
people
just
are
selfish.
fucking robots. I know everybody is. I am so. Can I tell you my dream, Frank? Can I tell you my God's honest dream?
Mm-hmm.
Is
to be
that
on the cover of a magazine? God.
I want to be on the cover of Playboy magazine. By the way, they'll never let a fat, schlubby, straight guy on the cover. So this guy worked out. At least he earned it. Like, I have no fucking chance ever.
Guy has a body. He, works out. He's not going to let you on. I wouldn't let you on my magazine.
Yeah. Fat guys. So we should be a minority, even though I feel like we're a majority. We take up a majority of the space.
Yeah. One of you is a majority.
Anyway.
I kid.
What was I? Oh, here's my dream. My fucking dream is that in the next election, we vote out every single incumbent. All of them.
It's hard to do, though.
So hard to do.
Only because that would be great. Only because you have to measure them up against who's running against them.
I know.
If the person running against them is a psychopath, you can't get that. You can't vote that person in.
I just wish for once we would really band together as a country, forget about Democrat or Republican, and be like, nothing has gotten done in the last 40 fucking years. Fuck these people. We voting everybody out. Because I feel like if we were, that's the well, there's a lot of problems with the parties. But what I really have a problem with is the loyalty because of the party. Like, agreed. I'm just going, this guy hasn't really done anything for me, but
he's a Republican or he's a Democrat, so I got to stick with him.
I don't want to vote for the Republican, so I'll vote for this guy. Where it's like, no, we should just be like, hey, this guy's been in office for 6 years and nothing's gotten done. You're out.
That's why I feel like there are third parties that are just fine, but they don't get the attention for some reason. And, the independents, because there's stuff on the Republican side and stuff on the Democratic side that there should be people that, if you took away the designation of Republican and Democrat and just said, this is your senator. There's no Republican, no Democrat. You're just a senator. And then when they sit in Congress or in the Senate, you mix up the seats. They're just sitting wherever. And when they vote on stuff, they got to be blindfolded so they don't vote with their party or against their party or whatever.
I don't even know what you're talking about. We're blindfolding people now? What are you
So, because they're going to go like this with everybody on their side. Republicans vote with Republicans. Democrats vote with Democrats. If it's a blind, they press a button or whatever, and everybody votes without the other people knowing who voted for what. Maybe that'll keep it fair and honest. But like if Ted Cruz votes for something, he's got to vote in line with his party. But what if he doesn't want to?
Yeah, maybe.
He's gonna though.
I feel like Trump voting for Trump was a vote for like, fuck this, we got to just try something different. And I honestly, and I know people hate him, and I know you don't like him, but in the beginning, I appreciated the vote. I wasn't so perturbed by it because I was like, I understand. I understand everybody's frustration.
I understand trying to bring an outsider in to do, a non-politician to do, whatever,
Yeah.
but not him. He is not an outsider. He's just like them, if not worse. He's a billionaire apparently, and he's doesn't pay taxes, and he's got these special interests. He's the same shit. That he might call himself, obviously he wasn't technically a politician, but he's in that same boat. He's the ultra rich.
Well,
He doesn't give a shit
You might
about
have hurt the
anybody
chances
else.
of anybody trying to vote for that type of a person because, as we saw, Biden is a career politician. We went right back in the other direction.
We need that's. I'm fine with that. A career someone who knows politics and can play the game, and because a lot of it's not just.
I hear what you're saying. I just think it's time for some new blood.
But smart people who know what they're doing
Agree.
and know about what's it called, international relationships, and could be on the world stage and handle themselves in the right way, and knows how to do all this stuff. Someone who studied politics in college.
Listen, let's challenge smart here, because would you say that people in NASA are smart?
Well, let's see. Depending on your next story, I would say people in NASA are smart. But yeah,
traditionally, I tend to agree, but
NASA may kill us all. What is this?
NASA will test planetary defense system by shooting a rocket at an asteroid coming towards the planet Earth.
So what is this? NASA may kill us all crap. That's misleading.
Well, is it though? Because
they're not shooting it at us.
No, but they're like, they're shooting. Okay, are you insane? They're shooting it at an object that is coming towards us that is not at the moment going to hit us.
Okay.
If they shoot this thing and it breaks apart, there's a chance that one of these pieces or 10 of these pieces might come crashing into us.
If it does break apart, how big is this thing? If it does break apart, then it'll be so small, it'll be insignificant. Maybe that's their goal too.
Okay.
Destroy it so that the small pieces don't really do much damage, or it breaks up in the atmosphere.
If all goes well, every time I throw a bowling ball down the alley, I aim for that middle pin. But what happens?
You don't have the precision of a NASA rocket.
You've never seen me bowl. Well, you haven't seen me bowl.
I have seen you.
But sometimes I nick the little. What if they just nick the little outside and they send this entire thing streaming towards us?
Is it coming at us anyway?
Well, it's coming in our general direction.
How big is it? Let's see. What is there? Does it say?
It is called Dimorphos, by the way.
That sounds like the thing that'll destroy us. that sounds like a comic book supervillain.
Yeah, if it was Peace Stone, I would be a lot happier about it. But
Dimorphos is going to kill us. Yep. Dimorphos is like Thanos.
What are you shooting at that? Peace Pebble. Oh, Peace Pebble. We shouldn't have any.
Yeah, that sounds great. It was shooting at Fluffy Bunny. Great.
Don't call Bretman Rock that. That's hurtful. See, I was trying to have an adult.
I'm calling the asteroid that.
Oh, I thought you were, because you wore the bunny out. Okay.
Right. Okay. So does it say how big this thing is?
525 feet long.
It's pretty big. That's like half the height of the, what's it called? Empire State Building. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Really what it is it is a moon that is orbiting another asteroid is what's happening.
Okay. And it's going to pass by us. They're going to shoot a rocket at it to see if they could either destroy it or deflect it somehow.
Well, I think I thought I saw it say that it was coming, or it was flying by us, not like towards us, but by us.
See, what I would suggest, now I'm no NASA engineer, astronaut, of course.
Mm-hmm.
What I would suggest doing, instead of blowing something up next to it or trying to blow it up, because I've seen a lot of movies like that, Armageddon, they say you blow it up, it's like shooting the line from the movie was, it's like shooting a BB gun at a freight train. It's not going to do anything. So what I would suggest is, like, here's the asteroid. It's a cork. Here's a rocket bottle cap. You get the asteroid. Here's the asteroid coming at us.
Mm-hmm.
You get the rocket to go next to it.
This
somehow
is fast. This is amazing presentation.
attach to it and like steer it in a different direction. All right, push it away.
Can I tell you what I love about you?
Oh, another thing.
This is what I love about Frank. For anybody who doesn't have a drunk uncle that talks a lot of insane shit, they now they
You
kind of
got me.
get that right. Like
Uncle
they have
Frank
you.
is here. So, and to prove that point, I'm using a wine cork and a beer bottle cap.
Gather around. Let Uncle Frankie explain it
I'm
to
going to
you.
show you how to do
Give me that wine bottle.
The asteroid, it's coming at us. Okay, this is the asteroid. There's a wine bottle cork. And the cork, it's coming at us. We land. We get a rocket, and we just push it. We Wile E. Coyote this thing into another direction.
You jackass. What they should do. Let me tell you what they should do. Push it away.
Is it any more ridiculous than trying to blow it up?
I just want to be
use its momentum to push it in another direction.
I want to be at NASA after their morning physics group meeting, because they have those for fun, when they go, I saw this drunk asshole. Can you call Ray? I don't know if we thought about this. What if we just landed a thing on it and pushed it away? Holy shit.
Telling you. You just get a rocket to kind of nudge it in a different direction. Call it the nudge plan.
And then there's the press conference where all the smart scientists are sitting behind drunk Uncle Frank, and they're like, hey,
and I'm like, see, this is what got us.
There he is.
The answer's right here, folks. I will solve it for you right here with these
when they
two
get
things.
the head of NASA. Where were you when you saw that with drunk Uncle Frank talk? I remember.
I'm not drunk, by the way, but I can understand why you would say that.
I was just minding my business, going through TikTok, and there he was, and he had this theory, and none of us had ever. We were letting science get in the way.
What they're doing is they're overthinking it. Right. They're putting too much thought into this. I'm sitting here with a bottle cap and a cork, and I'm like, you know what? You just nudge it away.
I will never forget Thanksgiving one year. My cousin brings home this new guy, and he's drawing something, and I go, what are you drawing? He goes, oh, I'm an invention. I go, oh, what did you invent? He goes, rocket boots. And he shows me a drawing of a boot and a cylinder with fire coming out of it. And I go,
holy crap. All right, I'm not that crazy.
You solved it, buddy. You figured it out.
You just put rockets on a boot. I don't understand the
rocket boots. First time he's at the family gathering, this is what he shows me. I was like, holy shit, you are not gonna laugh.
Hey, listen, so you want to draw rocket boots, you go ahead and you draw rocket boots. But when you're at a family Thanksgiving for the first time meeting this family, maybe keep the rocket boot drawing in your pocket.
Not like I figured out the hydrogen to, gasoline explosion rate, here's my equation. No.
Watch, like 2 years from now, this guy comes out with rocket boots and he's like the richest guy in the world.
Oh, shit. Believe me.
How long did that guy last?
No, it wasn't long at all. It was not long at all.
Yeah. So, all right, they're going to blow it up. Great. If they can't see, all my knowledge of asteroids coming towards Earth are from Armageddon and Deep Impact, stuff like that. So the guy from that said, trying to blow up the asteroid is like shooting a BB gun at a freight train. It's just not going to do anything because of the sheer size and the velocity of the thing. This one seems a little smaller than the one that they said they had in Armageddon. A lot smaller. So I'm sure blowing it up is going to work just fine. I'm sure the folks at NASA know what they're doing. So I trust them to do what they know what they're doing.
I don't want to close my eyes.
I don't want to fall asleep.
Because I miss you, baby.
All right, we're going to get copyright struck here because we're being too accurate with this singing.
No shit. All right, my favorite topic, Frank, is Bill Gates. Now, I don't like to defend this guy often, but I fucking hate when people bring up this depopulation shit to me. And they go, see. For whatever reason, I'm not entirely sure, but it was trending last night. It was fact-checked. Oh, sure, if you're going to believe Reuters, the Associated Press.
If you're going to believe the facts.
And fact-checks. And again, they fucking played the whole clip What I've been saying for the longest time. He said that he was talking about the rate of population growth, saying that if you reduce the rate at which we are growing,
Right.
not that you're killing half of society,
No.
that you'll be able to handle the carbon issue. He never advocated killing people.
Right.
Damn it. I
Right.
have nothing to get. I think he's the biggest piece of shit because he hung out with Epstein for a couple nights. That's where I think he's an asshole. He is not killing people. It doesn't make any sense. There's just no win in that situation.
There
What
really
he's
isn't.
talking about is the rate of growth. And by the way, he's also talking having more people survive, you know, because I don't want to get into it, but anyway, it's I know it's hard for some people to understand.
Anthony,
but he never
do
said
your
this.
research, will you? God.
He never said. If you take the 17-second clip that's circulating online and you watch 3.5 minutes of this hour-long thing, you don't have to do the hour. You just have to do the 3.5 minutes. It will tell you exactly this. But again, go back to our last episode when we talked about the Facebook algorithm and the whistleblower and how people are just living in fucking bubbles now because the algorithm is serving them erroneous shit that is just going to anger them.
Yep.
Just so that Facebook could make more money. You're all falling for this, and I'm just trying to help you. And if you don't want my help, then go fuck yourself. You'll have a great
Boom.
day. But I'm just saying he fucking didn't say this. And what pisses me off is I have to defend this piece of shit that I don't really love because people are too stupid to just fucking watch 2.5 more minutes of shit.
I understand. You're frustrated.
That's it.
I get it. But the bottom line, Ant, is you got to do your research.
I'm gonna send you the. You know, when we were first talking about this, you know what people like? I'm gonna send you the clip. Yeah, send me the fucking.
Send me the clip.
Send me
They
the
send you the
fucking
17 seconds,
Yeah,
and I'll send you a clip. Here's the rest of the speech you missed.
I did. I had to respond to everybody, and still people were like, "No, well, I'm gonna keep looking. I know he said." No, you don't. You fucking saw it on your cousin's Facebook feed, and you believe it to be true, and it's just flat out not fucking true.
I got to tell you, I don't watch the news really. I look online, you know, I look at news websites every now and then. I was in at the car dealership for service the other day, and they had on Fox News in the morning. It was the Fox and Friends, whatever it is, and I couldn't stand what I was hearing. It was unbelievable. Everything, literally everything, every other sentence was, well, Biden screwed this up, and this is Biden's fault, and Biden is the worst ever, and I can't. It's like
That's par
Biden's
for the
terrible.
course.
But I'm like, oh my God, this is what people are watching, and yeah, you don't like Biden, fine, but to blame everything on the last 8 months is so absurd. Because then if you go back the last 4 years, oh, you can't blame Trump. What are you talking about? This isn't Trump's problem. This was Obama from 4 years ago. And it's insane. And I'm not saying it's just Fox, but that's all I saw in the place.
Well, it's both. CNN
It's
does
both,
the same
I'm
thing
sure.
when it's reversed. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but you're right.
But it's like, I just couldn't listen to it. There's 2 rooms. One room had nothing going on. It was like an empty, like this quiet area for people to sit. And this had the TVs in it. And I was like, I got to get out of here. I sat in the other room waiting for my car. And it was insane. Anyway, that's my little side note.
How was the snack machine? Snack machines at the service area.
I brought my own stuff.
Oh, really? They're always pretty good. I always get excited for them.
It's expensive. $2 for a freaking cookie or whatever the hell it is. I didn't even look at them. I didn't look at the snack machines.
See, people, Frank can't afford $2 snacks, so please go out and buy a new.
This will help me.
Tumbler.
It goes a long way to get me that $2 cookie.
Help Frank get some more. He needs some Famous Amos cookies. No, what's in the package? That's not Famous Amos. That's
yeah, the Famous Amos does that. Those little bags.
They're like in the white cream bags. What
Oh,
are
the
those?
big ones there's like 3 to a pack.
Molly.
Yeah, I can't
crunchy
remember.
ones. Ah, shit, I can't. Please put it in the comments.
I gotta tell you though, I've never met a cookie I didn't like.
Yeah, that's true.
Any cookies, I'm like, it's hard to mess up a cookie when you're mass producing them like that.
That's true.
Anyway,
Um,
Nice try spelling her last name, by the way.
let me take a look. No, I got that right. Emily Ratajkowski.
Right.
She said that Robin Thicke fondled her during the Blurred Lines music video. Robin
did.
Thicke seems like an asshole.
Man, and it's I was a fan of Robin Thicke's when he was on. I watched every now and then a couple of seasons of The Masked Singer. He's one of the judges on that,
Oh, is that right?
and he's good on the show. But this is a scumbag thing if he did this.
She said he was fine, and then he was getting like drunk, and then he started I mean, she was naked. Not to say that that's justified. I'm just
No.
saying it wasn't like he like pulled a Cuomo and went under the shirt. She was
Yeah,
naked,
no, that's
or
true.
topless or whatever.
Right, but still,
Again, not that it's making it better. I'm just saying it was like right there. That still sounds bad. I think it's worse.
it's bad. What you're saying is bad. Stop talking. You're burying yourself, pal.
I just
No,
think
it's bad. If a woman's hooties
this
are
is
out,
shitty. But
it
when
doesn't give you
somebody's-
permission to touch them.
It doesn't. But when you're like, and you're like under the, there's something about going under the shirt that makes you even more of a scumbag piece of shit. Both scumbag,
Both scumbag moves.
both bad. But, so anyway, yeah. But I feel like this Blurred Lines has just been a fucking curse because first of all, it wasn't even their song. It's a Marvin Gaye song.
It's a ripoff of Marvin Gaye. Yeah.
Yeah, now the music video is like shit, but it was unbelievable because when it came out at the time, people were like, they could not get enough.
It's a good
Of this
song.
song.
I mean, it's one of those songs that gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, no, it's a great song. That's why Marvin Gaye wrote it originally.
Right.
I can't. Got to get up. I think that was it. It's called Got to Get Up.
Something like I think so.
Anyway,
Great song.
I feel bad for Emily, but she wrote this all in her new book,
Yeah, not good.
which is coming out. So if you want to read,
So is there any legal action being taken?
I don't know. It's weird with some of these things. Yeah, I don't.
Has there
really
been
know.
any comment from the Thicke family?
She said that no, but she said that Thicke apologized. And Emily admitted that she didn't think that he would have done this had he been sober. Still kind of really no excuse to.
Yeah.
I don't think she was so offended though that she would bring up criminal charges, but I think that she was just telling her little journey, put it in the book.
Right. Yeah,
Which sometimes I feel like that's just as good. I mean, again, this is not like this guy's Bill Cosby or
No,
Weinstein.
no. But
The-
if he apologized and she's accepted that apology and it's
what
over.
What I'm
then-
saying is the embarrassment of just telling everybody. I think
Yeah,
is
it's not easy.
is bad.
sure.
Enough. That sometimes is the punishment.
Agreed. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure this wasn't easy for her to talk about. And anybody who goes through that, I'm sure it's not easy.
I didn't even know that was her. She's stunning.
She is. She's gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yep.
I didn't really know that was her. I don't even know what she's just a model, I guess.
She's a model. She was in the movie Gone Girl. She had a small role in that. She's in a couple of music videos, I believe, but this one was the big one that kind of put her on the map.
Here's why this is fucked up for me, because this is a couple of people. I only know her from being in Entourage, and it's like I don't like that's how I know. Like I know she's famous for being famous, kind of I don't know what she really.
I think she made her way through it being a model or supermodel.
Yeah. There's
And
like a
then
bunch
she
of
got
people
other
like
things.
that on Entourage that show up playing themselves, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Why they're like
Well,
a
she's
big
not
deal.
famous for being famous. She's famous for being a model.
I guess so. But she's famous to me for just being in the Entourage movie. That's my only connection to her without the connection of
Right.
what she's really famous for,
I got you.
is what I'm saying.
I hear you.
That happened with a couple of other people, but I can't really think of it right now because I'm still trying to figure out the cookie thing.
Go for a cookie. I got Oreos staring right at me.
The new thing now is these like 5-pound cookies that are like raw in the middle.
Like chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah. My wife just got she just got some from a place here, and there's like it's called My Cookie Dealer. I'll give them a free plug because they don't need it. But
That's
if
the
you
name of
look-
the place?
If you look it up, yeah, and they pretend like it's like a drug thing. It's kind of a cute little premise. Anyway, they started shipping them during quarantine. They started making them and shipping them, selling out. They did a pop-up shop over here, so like the cookies are amazing.
So a 5-pound cookie? Is it literally 5 pounds?
Yeah, they're not legit, but they when I tell you they're like this thick, they look like a burger patty almost,
And they're raw in the middle?
and they're kind of like if you rip them up, they're like which I
I
love.
mean, you can't sell someone raw cookie dough.
No, it's not raw, but it's like if the outer edges is just the right amount of crispy, the inside is just
It's
soft
just gooey.
and gooey.
That's the stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's
Because you
super
can't
good.
sell raw egg yolk or egg.
No. And what they're doing is in some instances they're putting like fudge and shit like in the middle of it or peanut butter like in
Dude.
the middle.
Next gathering, you gotta. Do they do like party trays or boxes or something?
Yeah. No, I mean like you could legit I haven't
sounds
looked at
amazing.
in a while because I said to myself I have to disassociate. It would be like how Chris Farley got into coke. I was like, if I just keep coming back here, I'm going to die.
Well, that's that whole. That's the dealer premise of it.
Right.
First one's probably free.
First ride is free. This I should not be giving them such. By the way, don't buy my cookie dealer. Buy Jumpstart Coffee Company.
That's the stuff. That is the stuff.
Which works really well with any fucking cookie on the planet.
Dunk a cookie in there. You know what goes good with coffee if you're gonna dunk cookies? The Stella D'oro.
Yeah. What's
Those
the
are good.
one?
Yeah.
What's the round frilly one with the chocolate in the middle?
Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a little dot of chocolate in the middle. Yeah. Those
That's
are good.
one, and the S cookies are two.
Cookies are great.
Yeah.
The other one, my favorite Stella D'oro are the long ones with the ridges.
Yes.
And
Like
not
the,
an exact,
like
but
lady fingers?
no, I forget what they're called, but they're like this long, and there's chocolate ones and vanilla ones, and they have like the ridges going lengthwise.
All right, we really got to go. We'll look up Stella D'oro next.
No, look it up now.
This is my. Well, I already got my cookie dealer. Look,
I'm looking up Stella D'oro.
Look at what they do. Look at this insanity. And then they here's like with here booty you Halloween Oreo pumpkin spice batter with chocolate chips filled with pumpkin spice. Look at this. Look at that shit drooling out of the middle. Look at that.
This is the one, the marguerite combination. Well, it doesn't have to be a combination, but there's chocolate and there's vanilla. But these are the cookies I'm talking about. Those are the good dipping ones. They like absorb.
It's like a ladyfinger. What do they call them?
It's not. They're called marguerite. Margherite.
That's bullshit. It's a fucking ladyfinger.
I don't know what to tell you, but they're the best.
Finally, the Sopranos.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you read in the LA Times?
Well, it just said the problem with the Sopranos prequel. I didn't read the article because you stopped me with your tirade about. I had enough of the New York Times. No one's paying for your shitty thing. Blah 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 blah. You kind of were pissed that they didn't like the Sopranos prequel.
Yeah, because it's not even the New York Times. It's the LA Times. Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. It's fucking LA Times. And the LA Times, you have to pay for their shit. Fuck you with your stupid shit.
There you go.
All their stuff.
For those listening, this is the tirade I got right before the show.
Let me tell you what's happening. These fucks figured out something with Twitter because they are constantly trending. Okay? So they figured something out. And then here's the thing, and this is what pisses me off. They write an article, again, coming off of the Facebook whistleblower story. If you haven't seen that, go back to our last episode, watch it, we recap everything. It's all a huge fucking scam. They're just giving you shit that's going to make you upset, and it's all the same shit just to keep you on the platform. They write an article. They don't fucking mean this. I know they don't. The Sopranos prequel was awesome. And even if you don't want to say it was awesome, Frank, was it terrible? You didn't love it as much as me, but it was a good movie.
It's a good movie, but it wasn't.
Thank you.
What we saw, I feel like it was a mislead a little bit. It wasn't what everybody signed up for.
Which is not, I feel like that's on you, not them, because you didn't do your research. Okay. I knew what was going into it.
That's true. I didn't do my research on it. But listen, it felt like, because I feel like even the creator of The Sopranos was ticked off.
He got mad because of the way HBO was marketing the movie, that it was a misinterpretation of what the movie really is. Agree.
Right, because it wasn't really a Tony Soprano origin. It showed a little bit.
I agree. But here's the thing. Every interview that David Chase did, and I watched a couple when he was on Kimmel or whatever, he said that. He said, this is a story about Dickie Moltisanti with the backdrop of the race riots. That's exactly what he said it was. And that's what it was. Anyway, here's my point.
Go ahead.
They write a fucking headline like The Trouble with the Sopranos prequel. Fuck you. You don't even mean this. This is like all the people at Fox going, it's your choice whether or not to get vaccinated. And they're all fucking vaccinated. I bet you half these fucking people love the goddamn movie, and they're sitting there going, that's not going to get us clicks. I know what's going to get us clicks.
Here's what's going to piss you off more.
Yeah.
The actual headline was, what went wrong with the Sopranos prequel? Our experts break it down.
Yeah, you're experts. You know what went wrong? You ran a fucking shitty newspaper along with the rest of the industry that ran a shitty fucking newspaper. You're dying because of the internet. Now you want to charge me 99 cents to read your fucking bullshit that I could find somewhere else for free.
This article's free, by the way. They're not charging me to read it.
Yeah, because nobody would fucking read it. That's probably why. Probably nobody would fucking click on that and be like, oh, I'm going to pay for this. I'm so happy I'm fucking paying for this. They could tell me what was wrong with the Sopranos. There was literally nothing wrong. By the way, I will secede to Frank's argument is it was marketed to me the wrong way. That still doesn't mean it was a shitty fucking movie.
Argument. That's not my only argument.
All right, but I'm just saying, like the biggest complaint, and everybody goes, oh, this is not about Tony Soprano. That doesn't mean it wasn't a good fucking movie.
My other argument is that the plot was very thin. There was nothing really at stake for the Moltisanti family. There was nothing going on. There was there was a conflict, but they never really got into it.
I think I don't want to say too much because my argument is going to be a spoiler, and I want to give people time before we give a full on review. But I'm just saying, if you like The Sopranos for 2 hours, it was entertaining and as fuck.
Yeah, it was worth watching. I liked it, but I wasn't over the moon about it. I feel like they brought up some potential great conflicts that never kind of panned out. Also, there were scenes where I felt like, correct me if I'm wrong, and this isn't really spoiling anything. Someone gets killed. Next scene, it's like, okay, that guy got killed. We're going to do anything about it? Nah. I feel like that happened a little too often in the movie. There was no real consequences when something happened. People got shot. All right, next scene, we're at a party, we're having dinner and Sunday dinner. It's like,
I don't know.
Where was the retaliations, the back and forth? I feel like there was some stuff was missing. Some stuff hit the editing floor that shouldn't have.
Listen. I thought it was great, and even
it's good. Even
with your lukewarm response, I still think that this idea of you're gonna give me the fucking you can't even. Your industry is fucking dying. Because nobody gives a fuck about what you have to say because you're boring and stupid.
I love when you get all riled up like
you're going to fucking fix it. And I bet you half that paper is filled with fucking film school rejects that couldn't fucking make a home movie, let alone a real movie. And they're going to critique one of the greatest fucking storytellers this is literally one of the greatest fucking storytellers of our time. Unanimously, this fucking show is lauded as so wonderful, and these half-an assholes who charge 99 cents for us to read shit we can get for fucking free because they're in LA go, oh, let me tell you what the fucking problem was. Yeah, thanks a lot, fuckface. You're gonna fucking tell me what the issues were.
You know what the last 60 seconds of this podcast could be? You ever see in a movie where some guy's going on a rant and then it cuts to the next part of the rant, and furthermore, and then it cuts to the next one. I can't believe that. Plus that. It's just cut into sections of the. Can you put that together? A little montage of that rant.
I could talk about this for hours because it's really, and it's just, I know a headline will get clicks, and it's so disingenuous.
How do you know? You didn't read the article.
Fuck them. Because
That's how I know. Because fuck you.
because if I read the article, I know there would be just nothingness in there because they don't even care who reads the article. They just need a fucking click so that they can overcharge their advertisers. That would do far better if they fucking sponsored a podcast or original content on YouTube. And that's the God's honest truth. If you, I wish every fucking advertiser would just pull money off of these shitty newspapers that do this shitty fucking work. Again, I said there's great journalists that are doing great work out there. It ain't at the fucking LA Times. It's just not. I'm sorry. I am so fucking sorry.
Can I
It's
ask
just
you,
not.
did you feel this way before I told you that headline?
Yeah. There's been a couple of times with the LA Times. No, I didn't get this upset about it, but there's been a couple of times where I've seen them trending. I've seen a story that they're kind of breaking trend, not even breaking. Let me correct myself. A story that's trending, and for whatever reason, their article is popping to the top of the trend, and I go to click on it, and I can't fucking read it because they're charging money. So I go, fuck you, and I go to the next thing. And sometimes I go to the original article that is the thing that is making the story to begin with. But I noticed there's this thing because, okay, I've talked about this before. I do consulting on the side, okay, with social media. I know all the fucking tricks. I know what the trends are, what people are using right now to draw eyes in and how they're doing it. And this fucking LA Times is running through the stereotypical clickbait playbook, and it is just fucking infuriating. And then when they actually take a stand and write something that is original to them, it's this pile of shit that just
But you haven't read it. What if they make a good point about the Sopranos?
I fucking you want to read some of it to me? We have to go.
No.
I fucking
I don't.
I know there's nothing good in there. I just know it. Based off of the fucking title, there is not anything good in there, and anybody who wrote that should fucking lose their jobs tomorrow.
But they're
so
experts.
shitty.
The experts break it down.
Yeah, they're fucking they're fucking experts. That's it. Our experts break it down. Your
Wait,
experts
experts
who
in
got
what?
expert in what? Experts
Movies?
in keeping a
Sopranos?
job in a fucking shitty dying industry? Is that the fucking
Man.
if I want to know how to cling to a paycheck that I'm stealing from honest advertisers, then I'll fucking come to you. That's what you know. That's how you know how to be. If I want to teach a scum how to cling to the side of a fucking fish tank for dear life, I'm gonna come to you, LA fucking Times. But until that happens, you're useless. You're not an expert. There's nothing expert about you. The LA fucking Times. Fucking New York Times. You couldn't even fucking name your paper. What do you go to New York? Oh, Times. We'll just do that then. We'll just be the LA Times. Fucking
Are
assholes.
they owned by the same?
I don't know.
So what are you talking about?
Probably not. It doesn't even matter. Fuck
They're
them.
both the Times.
That whole fucking
You're an idiot.
dog shit. It's all dog shit. Stupid.
What if the article said the great things about the Sopranos movie?
I mean, I still wouldn't read because I don't need them to fucking tell me what was great. I know what was great about it.
All right.
By the way, can I just say something? And I genuinely mean, I don't want to blow smoke up my own ass. But
Power through it.
I forgot the kid's name already. Bretman Rock, the Bretman Rock thing. Talking about a gay man being on Playboy the way we discussed it, that's fucking interesting. Because you have somebody who is genuinely rooting for the LGBT community going, I don't know, is this going to get the desired effect that we want it to have? And it's just a question and a conversation. And I could be wrong, but that is interesting content. Like, it is interesting. That's why it made the show. A gay guy on the cover of Playboy magazine. It is a fucking interesting conversation to have.
Sure.
You know what was wrong with the Sopranos movie? Our experts break it down. Is fucking mind-numbing cocktail party bullshit. I wouldn't even fucking line the cage of a parrot. That fucking shit. Birds deserve better things to shit on than that fucking magazine or newspaper or whatever. Am I wrong? That Bretman Rock conversation was an interesting
loved it.
conversation.
It was.
Right? I mean, that's the fun stuff that you don't get to have in society because people go, "Oh, he's questioning the gay guy." And it's like, no, that's not what I'm doing. We're having a fucking conversation, rooting for the gay guy.
You were kind of questioning the legitimacy
Just
of
don't be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
to just be like, "Oh, wait, the biggest movie? Let's talk about how bad it was." I'm sure they're gonna come out with the same thing next time the whole fucking huge blockbuster comes out in the movie theaters. They're gonna be there with the same shitty bullshit.
Yeah, but you got to admit that the Sopranos movie was a little flawed. Even though you love it, there was some flaws. No,
No, I know. You know what?
there were no flaws. Perfect movie.
Okay. There was a couple of times where I was like, "Oh, that was different from the series," but they get to take that artistic license as they tell us a story.
Absolutely do. But I'm talking about in terms of the writing, the acting was fine, but I'm talking about the story progression, the character developments, all perfect.
I thought they were all pretty good. The thing that bugged me and that you brought it to my attention was there was a lot of like stereotypical Italian
It's a lot of that. They hit every,
phrasing.
and it's not like they kept it going. Like they make sure they hit one of each thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they said gobble in every scene. They said it once and they moved on to the next one.
Yeah. But
That was one thing.
Some of it was a bit much, and I thought the acting was great, except in those couple of moments where it was kind of like, I don't think
Forced.
I don't think the actors even wanted to say this.
Yeah. The goblet cell, the sheep's head. All right, you're hitting all the best hits, the
Yeah.
greatest hits of the Italian stereotype.
Yeah.
There's that, and I think the two things that I've had was the plot was a little thin. There was not a lot going on in terms of conflict.
I have to disagree because I think they found a way to put a twist into a story that we already knew. If you watch the show, you know the story because
Yeah.
they reference Dickie enough in the show to kind of tell you the beginning, middle, and end. This was basically filling in all the gaps, and they still found a way to shock you.
Yeah, but I felt like they didn't really get into the business of what they did. It was all personal. It was all their family life, and
But I think that was it. Much like the series, it was about that family and how
Yeah.
genuinely you look at this and you go, "Oh, they love each other. They're hugging. It's Sunday dinners. I'll do anything for you." But when you really get down to it, they were the meanest to each other. They were the most awful to one another.
Yeah, we knew all that.
I think that's a tragedy thing that
It is. No, definitely should be part of it. That's part of the whole thing. But I just felt that the build-ups didn't have the payoffs, and the action, there was no consequence. Like, yeah, people got killed. There were, of course, those
we
are the
could go back
consequences.
to the big scene in that movie, and both of our jaws are dropped.
Oh, absolutely. No, that was a great twist ending. Love it. Great. But I felt like during as the movie played out, this person gets shot. And then the next scene, it's like it didn't happen.
All right, listen.
Usually with mafia movies and shows, someone gets killed. It's a huge deal. Who did it? We got to get him back. What's going on? And it was like, all right, I guess we lost that guy. Guess we don't. One less Christmas card I got to write. It's like,
Well, let me think about that. I in one instance, I know what you're talking about for sure.
it just felt like a lot of people got away with a lot of stuff in that movie.
Yeah, I also don't know if there was time to, I think the intention was maybe to exact
Sure.
some vengeance, but it just never.
They could have just mentioned it. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, I got him. Okay, took care of it. Good. All right, next scene, please.
That'd be a hell of a way to end the movie.
No, I'm not talking about ending the movie. I'm talking about ending the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, remember that guy that got shot? Yeah, I got the guy that got him. Good. All right.
Listen.
Like up a call.
Listen. I hope that the LA Times goes out of business tomorrow. If you subscribe to that newspaper, don't stop doing that. They're awful people.
And if the LA Times is listening, send your lawsuit that way.
Fuck you. I would. You know what I would love? You give me one of these experts on this show. Give me fucking 45 minutes. I will tear their stupid bullshit theories apart. I will have one of them going, you know what? You're right. We did it straight for the clicks. I guarantee I could get them to that point. I fucking guarantee it.
If there's anybody watching this who works for the LA Times or knows someone who does,
At them. Tag the LA
Please.
Times in this podcast.
send them our way.
Yeah, let them know. I'm fucking here and I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. And I will by the way, I will never forget this. We could do this 25 years from now.
Do you want me to send you the article? Just Google it. Google the article. Are you going to read it? You're not going to read it. It's free.
It should
You
be.
don't have to spend your 99 cents.
I would never fucking do it. Ever. I don't want to get into the satisfactions of having the click, my extra click. They go, oh, see, right, we did it. We got 200,000 clicks.
It's a lot of clicks.
Charge the sponsors more money. The poor people, Charmin and God knows whoever else is fucking spending their hard-earned money, putting money.
I do have
into
to
that
give newspapers credit, though. You do have
shit
to.
black hole.
You do have to give newspapers in general credit.
I do.
Because they do a lot of the reporting that gets handed over to television news.
I do.
Because when you hear a newscaster go, the New York Times is reporting that blah, 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 it's always
agree.
that. They start almost every story with, this newspaper is reporting that blah, blah, blah.
I agree. I give newspapers all the credit in the world. The LA Times, however, is a shit rag and not a newspaper. So fuck them. By the way, I will not do this research, but I bet you if you take a look in even the last 2 years at the periodicals that fucking broke stories, I bet you they are less than 1 fucking percent. Less than 1 fucking percent. Wall Street
Google it up.
Journal, New York Times, New York Post. I'm sure they were breaking all kinds of stories. And the LA Times is like, ooh, our experts break down the fucking the homeless moving in next to you. Our experts break it down. Go fuck yourself.
Man, did they do a piece on you? Is that why?
No.
Is that why you're
if
pissed that they didn't do a piece?
I'd be loyal to them forever.
The other shoe falls.
Like, you know who's great is those LA Times. Check out this new article about me. All right, that's it, Frank. We're way over time.
Wow. Yep.
I've had enough.
So have I. And I think our audience has too.
I'm all fired up. You want to know why?
LA Times.
Jumpstart Coffee Company. I had
Yep.
a big cup before the show started. They are the best. Promo
You did
code
not-
AOA15. Link in the description below.
You did not do the decaf, I assume.
No. Second.
This is good stuff.
The
The
LA
just the
Times is
smell of
the decaf of fucking newspapers. Useless and just kind of there.
Mm.
It's for
hear
old people who are worried about sleeping at night. That's what they.
Man.
You read it. If you having trouble sleeping, read a fucking LA Times article. You go right out. So fucking boring. Pieces of shit.
Holy crap.
I bet
But
you.
Jumpstart Coffee's great.
Oh, Jumpstart Coffee's the best. Jumpstart's the polar opposite of the LA Times.
They're good stuff. Good product and a good cause on the end of that product.
Exactly. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Link in the description below for Jumpstart Coffee Company. AOA 15 saves that 15%. You can also click on the banner on the homepage of anthonyanetta.com. Check out our new merch. You saw me literally. I just got it tonight. There it is.
Beautiful thing.
It looks shitty in the light like this. I got
No, well, you got the shine on it, but it looks good.
huge shine on it, but it really looks nice in person.
Go get your shine box.
It's really, I'm really happy with how this came out. Like really, really happy.
I like the lid. Is it one of those lids where you can open it and close it?
Oh yeah, you got to pop it.
Nice.
You pop the lid. I don't even know how to do it. Don't ask me how to do
Does
it.
it slide forward and back?
Oh, I don't know what it does.
I don't think it pops up. I think you just push it with your thumb.
It slides. Yep.
That's good stuff.
It's
That's
a
the
slider.
that's the good kind of lid.
Yep. I'll
Keeps
tell
it-
you what, that's got some fucking seal on it. Jesus.
You don't want your coffee spilling.
No, you don't. This coffee ain't gonna spill out at all.
Got some good merch up there, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you. We got that.
We got a request for a Frankie C merch item that we're gonna add to the store soon. So
Yeah, the what is it? The silhouette.
Would have been up there already, but somebody on this show is lazy and forgets things.
Somebody
I'm not gonna name
has. I think it's J Sebs.
That's not my style.
J Sebs forgot. She's lazy.
And then that person blames other people, which is really shitty.
I blame the LA Times.
I blame the LA. You know what? Excellent point, Frank. I blame the LA Times too. But that more Frankie C merch is coming up. Do you have any merch?
Like, do I own merch?
Yeah, J-Sabs has long
No.
pumps, and
I gotta
that's
get
what
'em.
she said was hers.
I'm gonna
You
go
don't
get 'em.
have your own thing.
I don't. I'm going to buy them though. I'm gonna get something. I want to get the microphone one is awesome. I'm gonna get probably the silhouette. There's a lot of good stuff up there.
Yeah, well, I got the silhouette coming to you, and I also got a couple, and we got a couple of extra things from our supplier. So we're gonna do some giveaways soon. So that'll be fun.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. All right,
Along
we'll
with the
catch you
sync thing.
guys on the what?
Along with the sync thingy.
Along with the sync thingy.
Yeah. That friggin' there's another cursed item you'll never get rid of. That thing shipped to another continent and came back. There it is. Mine is still sitting in my sink.
This is the LA Times of Amazon
How dare you?
products.
First of all, I did not get that on Amazon. It was on Facebook. I just entered all my personal information and they sent it to me. It's fine.
All right, that's it for us. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you so much for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions. You're the best.
You guys
Catch you on the
rock.
next one.